and coming together should be a commitment to build a new country. And that commitment requires us to sit down and say, oh, this person is that, this person can do this job, this person can do it, but this person is money. That's not the case today. And I've told you, I left because I can no longer continue to remain in a system that is totally troubled. I make this today. You go to this today, the chairman, my respected elder brother, said to me, and I remember this people playing as a Catholic. I have people like fathers for people whom I call a leader and remain respectful to him as long as I live. And so many others like that.
But what caused the disagreement within the coalition? Were they based on differences in principles or disputes over the choice of presidential candidates?
No, there was no dispute. Never. I can tell you, there was no dispute at all.
Between you and people?
No, never. They will never have a dispute between the both. You know, like I said, the leader in the program, you will never see me in any place where he is disrespected or have issues with him. Never, he will never have. What happened in practice in endless litigation, endless disagreement. You could see what happened just yesterday when they caught again. Who stays with his fight? Who stays with his problem? You move on with your life. Because that's, and this is something happening from outside. You know, and that's it.
But it is happening too in the NDC, the culture.
But when I went there, it wasn't happening. It was when we came there, it started again. And it started because the same people who are causing problems everywhere.
Who are the people?
Where do you know that? Nigerians know it. It's coming from only when the president of the country said he's happy, what other parties are in trouble. He said it is not that he was saying that he's happy. Who can be happy when the country is in trouble?
Recently, you granted an interview with a podcaster where you made a profound statement that you might not be alive to witness the 2027 elections. We need more clarification regarding that powerful statement.
There's no clarification. You can really listen. Like I said every day, you can't ask and explain that. Two commandments, three of them, have said to me, don't come out to one thing. I know they have said anything. If I was president of Nigeria and the state government says to somebody, don't come to my state because I cannot guarantee yourself, that person will go to that state that day. And I'll guarantee yourself. Because that's an irresponsible statement. It will not happen. If I was a government and a Nigerian church in a state and I visit that state and there was a shootout, I will call immediately to the person who apologized, warn the government. That is not going to what to do. But nobody has called you. Nobody has even asked you what is wrong. Not the government, not the security agencies, nobody. So what else do I need to be able to? I'm trying to enter several institutions. I was not aware. What else? So when people say clarify, it is in everything. I once had an uncle that they have coughed. Police are called, and people were asking him, is there anything wrong? He said, there's nothing wrong. And I said, Uncle, what is it? I said, people can see his hand in Uncle, and they're asking him, what's wrong? People can see it, what I'm saying, and they're still asking me for clarification. It's all over the place,
Then what evidence of which your claims that the government is responsible?
I just told you. He said, somebody in my state, if this is happening to me, when nobody can interfere, what else do you need? I'm not saying they know.
Mr. Obi, if you lose after exhausting all legal avenues, will you accept the outcome and encourage your supporters to do the same? And if you win, what safeguards will you provide to prevent politically motivated investigations against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other APC leaders?
Let me tell you, one, I will not lose.
fan has been running for 3 weeks straight. My bedroom is 1 degrees at night, and my power bill is $340 a month. Now watch this. You plug this in, you press one button, give it 90 seconds, come back and feel.
Why?
Because the election is not between the people and the government. And I believe that people have suffered enough. And this election, so it's not me that will tell the people what to do. Because it's the people that will lose against the government. So what they will do, I don't know, because I'm not controlling it. Even if they have to go to court, you will call the people suing the government. So this election is between the people and the government. I'm only being used as a tool to stand for the people. If I win, we'll follow the rule of law. One of the things I must bring back and ensure happens in Nigeria is the rule of law. We must have law and law. The system must work the way it should function properly. We're not going to, I will never exclude anybody politically. I will never do anything knowing the wrong in office because it will benefit me. I will not go after my opponents. I will make sure we have strong opposition, strong parties that can stand and say no. And in times of problem, I will invite them. If I was president, for example, and what is happening in the north today is happening, I will invite all opposition parties. I will go and sit down with stakeholders in the north and discuss it and come to solution, please. If I was president, and what happened in Oyo State happened, and most places, I will go there within days, and I will invite the opposition to come with me and say, listen, let's discuss this. No party will have problem at all. I'll make sure there's stability in all the parties. And whenever we have to take a national decision, I'll consult the opposition. Once the election is over, I will be serving everybody. And I want every idea. And since I don't have monopoly of knowledge, I will listen to others and I will learn from them. I will listen to Nigeria.
That's maybe we'll use oppositions as an opportunity in moving the country forward when elected.
Very important. Very important. I will see the ideas. Very important. I work with them. I don't see it. I did it before. As governor, I was working with the opposition. I was a governor with 30 members of House of Assembly from a different party. Not one from my party. It's 3 senators from another party. 11 House of Representatives from another party. And I work with them. Because it's about it, it's about people, it's about my state. It wasn't about me, it's not a personal business. Nigeria will function under me because I will tackle issues head on. I'm not going to be looking back. I'm not going to be quarreling with people at the back. I will live from the day I start, from the present. So if I'm going to fight corruption, it starts from the day I assume office. You know that corruption is over. We're going to then follow the rule of law. The law must work.
Mr. Awodi, when you advocate political solutions for self-determination and those that we are calling for agitations, what specific action do you make? Is it a presidential pardon, withdrawal of charges, appeal negotiations, or unconditional release?
Well, we will do whatever will bring unity and peace. Remember what I said, the first thing I will do as president of Nigeria is unite the country, to have peace. Because today we are not united. We need unity. It is that unity that will help us to fight insecurity. It's that unity that will help us to focus on critical areas of development. So, if anybody is agitated, we want to dialogue with this. I don't want agitation. Secession is capital no. You don't even discuss it. But if you agitate, I want to know why you agitate. We'll exhaust this before we say, okay, you don't want to be part of us. Praise the Lord. I don't want it to be like, oh, this section is saying this. Because when we bring inclusiveness, bring justice and fairness, you reduce all that. So you can focus, because Nigeria needs to focus on critical areas of development. We're going through many problems. We have the highest number of people living in poverty today. We have the highest number of adult school children, which we need to focus. Nigeria, they are too distracted. They're doing what they're not supposed to do in office. I want to remain focused. And to remain focused, you need limit. It includes everybody. And if anybody doesn't feel not included, bring it includes and talk to the person.
Okay, Mr. Odi, a court has reversed the area decisions directing INEC to register the NDC. But what are you going to say regarding the issues, the current issues?
It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. These are the things we want to avoid. Where we have rascality within our judicial system. Because I consider rascality, and these are things we need to deal with. And dealing with it has to come from the top, from the number one person.
What minimum reform must INEC implement for the trust of the 2027 election process?
Well, whenever I talk about INEC, I get worried because he's just a referee. He doesn't have to officiate the night responsible.
Some moms want to build income from home. They just don't want to post, pitch, or be online all the time. And that's why Amazon Zero is catching up.
The only reason why they're doing the wrong thing is because the executive, those in power, are inclusive of directing them to do the same. If I'm president, INEC will not conduct one wrong election. They'll go to jail. Every election must be free, fair, and credible. If you concern, if I lose, I go to concern my party. You won't feel the best candidate. If you feel the worst candidate, other people will win, will lose it. And if you're part of my party and you go and do the election, you go to jail. We must stop this nonsense. So that people who are competent, who have the capacity, the compassion and commitment and character to lead. When we talk about leadership, the character of the leader is critical. So we want to bring the right people in. We want to know their competence. We want people to be able to vote for somebody they feel that can serve them faithfully. And with all this, we reduce this rascality within the electoral process, rascality within the entire system, reduce the costs and the corruption associated with the election. And our cost system. Because if it's free and fair election, people lose. They go vote. They don't have to go to bribe anybody. They have to. So in fighting corruption, which I will fight head on, it will start from fighting the process through which people get into office. Because that process is also very important that we deal with it. If the people get into office through free, fair, credible means, they are likely not to be as corrupt as they are today, and then deal with corruption that follows the federal.
That's when corruption is one of the root causes of the challenges facing the country.
Oh, huge. But that is one of them. It's something you must remove immediately. Immediately, because if you reduce it, you move the country from consumption to production. Today, people are making money without being productive. There's no entrepreneurship. In any country in the world, be it done in anywhere, where people in government are rich and entrepreneurs, where people in government are more important than people in business, the country is rich.
Will you declare your assets when you become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
I can tell you there's so many things I'm trying to do. Not that I will declare my assets. Every public office holder will declare his assets annually.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That is information.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Greetings, everyone. Oh, now welcome. Oh. Now chap today.
Now to the cocoa of the matter, to the story of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, move closer. Is it true that they said, he said, she said, and someone be like you? Is it true what we are hearing? Because, hey, can you imagine? An independent news agency in France, AFP, you guys know them, you cannot buy them. They reported that Nigerian President, Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu secretly paid billions of naira to Boko Haram terrorist group. No, that was there. They said he paid this money to secure the release of the nearly 230 kidnapped school children and teachers in Niger State. You guys remember that time that they kidnapped about 200, and actually it was about 300 of them. Some of them escaped. And so now we are hearing from AFP that the president allegedly paid billions of naira for the release of these school children and the teachers, which is in direct violation of Nigeria's anti-ransom laws. Shall you understand? Shall you get it? Nigeria has a law that we will not pay ransom anymore to terrorists because that is how terrorists are empowered. So what this thing is telling us now, if it is true, because now it is between Alaji and AFP. What this thing is telling us now is that those students and the teachers were never actually rescued. Because if you rescue somebody, you go in there, you shoot, you kill the kidnappers, and then you rescue them. That is what we call rescue. What we are hearing now is that the Nigerian government did empowerment of the terrorists, giving them billions of naira. Intelligence sources cited by AFP disclosed that the Nigerian government paid a huge ransom, with figures ranging between 2 billion to as high as 10 billion. So they allegedly paid between 2 and 10 billion naira to secure these children's freedom. Absolutely, we want the children to be free. We want the teachers to be free. Absolutely. But then they told us that they were rescued. This is not what the Nigerian government said, especially because the Nigerian government has a law against paying terrorists. The one source actually claimed that the government paid approximately 40 million naira per hostage, estimating the total to be around $7 million. These funds were allegedly transported by helicopter into Boko Haram's enclave in Goza, Borno State, near the Cameroonian border. That in itself tells us that the Nigerian government knows the address of Boko Haram. They know where to find them. They know where they are living. So you understand? They know their enclave. Go. They know how to enter their apartments. This money was said to have been handed over to a terrorist named Ali Ngulde, a senior Boko Haram commander. The investigation also fingered a feared Boko Haram figure who is known as Sadiku. They said he's the mastermind. This man called Sadiku is already famous for allegedly hijacking a passenger train from Abuja in 2022 and extracting hefty ransom from the passengers. And beyond operating from Borno, the man also allegedly operates a terror cell in Niger State. I'm telling you, Nigerian government, they don't just know their address, they know their offices, like all the branches that they have. 2 Boko Haram commanders were also allegedly freed as part of the negotiation. It wasn't just the money that was paid, it wasn't just the billions that was paid. The Nigerian government also allegedly freed 2 Boko Haram commanders, and they are telling us that they've declared war against terror. So this just makes it obvious that the Nigerian government is the one funding terrorism in Nigeria. Do you know that the government has denied it? But then 4 intelligence sources familiar with the negotiations, they contradicted the official position of the Nigerian government. They told AFP that the payments were definitely made after intense back-channel talks led by the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. Hey, Uncle Nuhu Ribadu, you knew about this? What's that? These negotiations reportedly lasted for 2 weeks before the captives were freed. So for 2 weeks after these kids were kidnapped, the Nigerian government was negotiating with the kidnappers. How much do you want? Okay, this is how much you can afford. Okay, we'll send it by helicopter. Give us your address one more time. Okay, and Nuhu Ribadu will be the one to negotiate. For 2 weeks, guys, there was no rescue mission. For 2 weeks. Once again, we are happy that those kids are freed, teachers are freed. But what is this? We are empowering terrorists, even if to ensure that none of these kids will be killed, even if they will give them the money for them to be freed. What happened after giving them the money and after they freed the kids? Can't they go back to go and finish the terrorists? Are you telling me that the Nigerian army is not capable of a successful rescue mission? I mean, we just sent Nigerian troops to Benin Republic last year, December, didn't we? When they tried to overthrow their president. They were trying to overthrow their president, their corrupt president. And Nigeria sent soldiers. We sent troops to them like quickly. We cannot send troops to rescue our own children. I don't understand what is happening. This is sad. I interviewed Reverend Ladi Thompson, who said that Nigerian president is in the know about the terrorism that is going on in Nigeria, that he pays them. The video went viral, a lot of people watched it, but there were people who also said, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, now this is AFPO telling us that the Nigerian president paid about 10 billion to Boko Haram terrorists. What do you think these people will do with the 10 billion? They'll buy more weapons. They'll terrorize more people. They'll kidnap more people. And if this happened with just one operation, if they could get billions out of one operation. Do you know how many operations they've had? Like, do you know how many times they've kidnapped a lot of people that the Nigerian government is trying to save face? Not that they actually cared about these people, but whenever they kidnap a lot of people at a time, the government is trying to save face. So that means they've been paying them each time and telling us that they are rescuing these people, which makes me wonder how many billions have been paid to these terrorists. I think besides just telling us that AFP is lying, the president needs to address this. This is a huge scandal. And Uncle Nuru Ribadu also needs to speak out, because now he's being quoted as the negotiator for terrorists. This is wrong. I'm just...
I want us to put it on record. Nigeria payment of subsidy is a fraud. And then we have seen the figures that shown in the comment section. 2023, after the announcement of subsidy is gone, 4.8 trillion was paid. And they are telling us it's the energy security expenses. That is the new name they have given to subsidy. In short, they did affidavit for subsidy, they give it a new name, and they continue payment. In 2024, 7.13 trillion was paid. All this information are online for people to see. It is on the public domain. The total of 11.93 trillion was paid in space of 2 years under this Tinubu government. What does it tell you and I? He announced to Nigerians that subsidy is gone, that they have to, buy in a higher cost, which happens that he increased the fuel price from 165 naira per liter, I'm talking about petrol, to 1,300 naira that they are buying today in Nigeria. This is increment of about more than 1,000% increment overnight. What does it tell you and I? Nigerians are paying highest for fuel, yet they are still paying subsidies. So in a sane environment where we have judiciary system that is working, it's either this man is impeached or is behind bars. He should be in prison by now. That is not enough. If you check online how much has been borrowed from Afrimis Bank, this bank has been used. They use about 90,000 barrels of Nigerian crude to source the loan that they source from these people to subsidize the dollar. All this information are actually online. They are in the public domain that you can actually check. So between you and I, we've seen that this man has, he has shown that Nigerians are fools. Because if we are not fools, how will somebody tell you subsidy is gone and it's going behind your back and be paying it? We've been saying this thing for years here, that you guys should know that they are paying subsidy. These APC dogs, Tinubu's dog, they come online, as they are born to be slaves. They come online and start, backing all over the places. But you see, the fact is there now. And we are not going to sit and watch this happen or wait with it. We are going to make sure that aside petitioning, Nigerians will have to come on the streets to ask questions from the Minister of Petroleum, the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because he's still the Minister of Petroleum. And he has to give explanation. In a country where we have 260 million people with no single refinery working, an individual could put out a refinery, after which you cannot give him crude to operate, even less than 20% of his full operation. Yet, he has to go to America, go to international market and buy crude, take it back to Nigeria to refine, and it's even the cost is lower than what you are importing for Nigerians. Now, as at yesterday, the landed cost of fuel is now 1,220. In coming days, marketers are going to buy, they retail it, and Nigerians will be buying at 1,400 per liter. To one time, because if you go to the northern part of the country, the price is rigorous. So we need to tell Nigerians, and that's why the platform is here, to tell Nigerians that are not informed. About 90 to 100%, imagine, more than 90% of Nigeria, that's a close gap, are not informed. Why are they buying fuel at this exorbitant amount? They tell you that Iran is fighting America. Are you the Minister of Petroleum? Because if you are not foolish enough to believe that nonsense they sold to you, Libya is selling fuel at the age of 32 naira per liter. As we talk now, Americans are paying lesser amounts to buy fuel than Nigerians. And in America, you can earn over $15 to $20 in an hour. In Nigeria, you cannot even fuel your car with your salary, 70,000. You cannot even fill it. You cannot fill your car with that 70,000. So what are we saying here is that why are Nigerians forced to buy a liter of fuel at $1? Why? When millions of Nigerians are not earning $1 per day. These are all the questions that surround the fact that companies are putting out, they are putting up in Nigeria. Multinationals, they left. And then the SMEs, the medium scale, they all pulled up because of the running cost. The expenses was just too much that when by the time you put in your total expenses into your gross profit, you discover that you're already running on loss. So no company is going to survive in that kind of environment. Where the Minister of Petroleum, the person of Tinubu, is telling you that he's going around the world to source for investors. Investors only come to a country where they find peace, security, and low energy cost. You don't have electricity, then your petrol is selling for $1. Who are the people that will patronize the company? Is it the people that you are forced into abject poverty? A Nigerian that over 90% of its populace don't have 500,000 naira in their accounts? There is a lot of questions. But what we need to do right now is to inform Nigerians. Because millions of people don't even know why they are suffering, why they are going through agony, why food are disappearing in their household. They don't know. They just discover that their lives and their well-being has changed immediately this man emerged as the president of Nigeria. During the rule of Jonathan, that they said it was bad, the GDP of Nigeria stands at $510 billion. That is $500 billion. This is the right figure. You can fast check it. During Tinubu, the Minister of Strategies, the master strategist of Nigeria, GDP of Nigeria shallow to $210 billion. That is a loss of about 43%. What is the GDP per capita of Nigeria during Jonathan? $3,320. That is GDP per capita. That means what a person could earn in a year. Today, we are struggling with $1,200 GDP per capita. How have we gotten here? Is it only Nigeria in Africa? Nigerian currency used to be number 7. One of the best performing currency. Even before, even after Jonathan, during the rule of the Buhari government. What happened to our currency? Nigerian currency is not found in number 20. It's not even found in number 30 in Africa today. How did we get here? Uganda currency is even better off Nigerian currency. The currency of Zimbabwe is higher than the useless naira. So we now ask questions. Is our dollar being subsidized? The answer is yes. Tinubu happens to be one of the presidents in Nigeria that is using Nigerian crude to borrow money. These are the information that is online. Just put it online. Afri-Mix loan. You will see $3.3 billion that was falsely borrowed 2023 to do what? To cushion dollar. To make sure that the dollar is stable. Just a time bomb. You take away dollar from 480 to $1 to 1,600. What sane leader will allow his currency to crash that much? That is about 256% in just few weeks that you emerge as the president of Nigeria. So Tinubu is a colossal failure. What we only need now is to inform Nigerians, to tell them 1 billion reasons to be angry. And that alone, we make sure we get him out of the office. Somebody that is borrowing money, nook and cranny around the world, that we don't even know what he's doing with the money. How will you borrow money and you are building 40 mansions for some useless judge in Abuja, where Nigerians cannot even have access to schools, basic amenities like hospital? Not a single one you have built in 3 years. Yet, you are borrowing money here and there. You went to Dubai. You went to borrow money again. That is not even enough. IMF is telling you that about 80% of the money they borrow you, you couldn't account for it. How can we be sane in that country that people are not asking questions? And although you are low, they are telling him that they don't know what they are doing with the money. And you are still coming out and said they are lying. So every other thing that a government is parading in front of Nigerians is pattern lies. And in the same country, he should be impeached. But unfortunately, we have a Senate pocketed by him. We have a representative singing on your mandate. We have the military dancing to his tone. We have every other institution in Nigeria coupling and saying, Tinubu, or your mandate, we shall stand. So we are in trouble. The only Nigerians that can save Nigeria now are the rational people who can think beyond the box, who can fact-check things, who can connect the dots and bring out facts. And that way, we'll be able to incite more people to come out against this imperialist, against this non-entity, the tyranny, the miscreants who have seized Nigeria's growth, who have held Nigeria by jugular and making sure that we are going down the trail. The time is now. And that is why we are campaigning and we are shouting, we are using our voices and resources to promote people, somebody that we know. And that is the person of Peter Obi, a man that is clean and clear, that will tell you go and verify, and you verify, you meet the facts. So you want to encourage our people home and abroad, both Nigeria in home and diaspora. Whatever tribe you belong, you are first human before you belong to a tribe. You cannot go to finish station now and say, you can't just see the fila Tinubu on my head, the shackles fila on my head, and sell fuel for me 100 naira. It's not going to happen. You cannot take your wife to hospital and say, you know what, I'm a Yoruba man. If Yoruba is not on duty, you're pregnant woman. Don't touch my wife. You know, that will be the end of her. So let's be sane. Let's be rational. Let's understand the fact that we have a nation to save. And that's why we are calling on the well-meaning Nigerians, the concerned Nigerians home and abroad, who spend their own resources to promote Tinubu, and they cannot even open their mouth and say they did. We want you to spend that same effort, the resources and energy this time around for our principal, the man that we believe in, the savior of Nigeria, our angel, our fallen angel, a person of Peter Obi. We are all rallying around with him, and we support him, and we make sure he becomes the next president of Nigeria. And that is when and only when Nigeria will gain peace.
That's right.
210 trillion is missing in NNPC. Minister of Petroleum, the person of Tinubu, has not come out to make any arrest, to summon anybody, or even questioning. Till today, 210 trillion. Let me tell you what I can do. Dangote built a single train refinery, one of the largest in the entire world, about 650,000 barrels, and the cost is really around 28 to 30 trillion naira. Now, put it to perspective. If you have figures problem, 210 trillion is missing in NNPC. Divide that. How many refinery is missing? Ask yourself, how many refinery has disappeared? Because that money could have been used in the right trajectory. And I ask me, where is the money gone? The money they are in the purses of individuals that are still ruling you and ruining you today in Nigeria. So we have a lot of questions. For others to speak, I will drop the mic by saying that Nigerians must be agitated to a level. They must be hungry to a level that we know that enough is enough. Tinubu must go. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Wake Up Africa. God bless your God bless your this. Thank you so much, sir. Pastor.
Now to
My country people, fellow Nigerians, I beg you listen attentively. Within the last 1 week plus, about 3 major incidents don't happen for this country, which the government will not want you to talk about. They want everybody to quickly move on because they have a master class in cover-up and moving on. So there will be a lot of distraction and confusion. It is a good ground for manipulation. But I dare here to remind you now, say, until Nigerians answer these questions and address these issues, this country is not moving anywhere. Because these 3 incidents highlight the major reason why Nigeria is where it is today with all the wealth of this country. 1, insecurity. 2, corruption. 3, injustice. Number 1, make una no forget, say, after spending 56 days in the hands of kidnappers in the bush, they finally released the children and the teachers from Orire Community School for Oyo State. After all the back and forth, some people will they ask, say, what really happened? Were they rescued or were they released? Some people say it's not important. The important question is that they're out. Government released video of army. These people, they do combat exercise and all that. Well, anyway, the governor of the state, Engineer Sheyi Makinde, come out to publicly call, say he wants an independent investigation. He called on United Nations, say make independent organization investigate the circumstances surrounding the kidnap and release of those children. That is the governor of the state, who according to them is the chief security officer of the state, with all the information available to him, is casting doubts as to the exact incident that led to the kidnap and rescue of those children. That he does not trust even the Nigerian government's own information. He is calling on independent investigation. The governor of the state. The Senate, they quickly say no, they no go agree. Everybody, they try to see how they go deflect and ensure that waiting the governor talk should not stand. But the Oyo State government is insisting that they need an independent investigation. Make una not forget, say the same day they carry children from Oyo State, they also carried about 40 children from Mosa community for Borno State. Borno State, which is the home state of the vice president, somehow that news did not stay in the limelight. It was Oyo State. Somehow the same insecurity were under Jonathan. Tinubu said the responsibilities stop at the desk of President Jonathan. He should resign. Under this one, APC Affliction Progressive Congress people, they say that it is due to the irresponsibility of the state governor. Anyway, Punch, the report now say, some of the teacher, one of the teacher where they interview talk say that nobody said they go rescue them, that the terrorists don't already release them, come keep for somewhere before government come collect them. That is according to Punch report. So when people were asking the question, is it release or rescue? Some people say there is no need. Until they answer the questions, Nigerians will never know the secrets and what exactly we call insecurity and kidnapping in this country. The country cannot move forward. Number 2, somebody came out and accused the chief of staff to the president about corruption, about how they were able to open a so-called fake agency under the presidency. With all of the calisthenics wey happen, get accommodation for federal secretariat, somehow the president rush come out and say he don't clear the chief of staff, who was the person who the so-called fake DG kept mentioning, and then he said that we have told ICPC to now investigate. So now they don't carry the so-called fake DG, their own DG. It can't be like saying now only him now he did this thing. Any investigation where does not involve the chief of staff taking himself out of that office and submitting himself for independent investigation is a waste of everybody's time. So after you as Chief Tinubu don't come out and talk, say you have full confidence in your chief of staff, are you expecting the ICPC to come out and give a report that counters what you have already said? You people are deceiving yourself because Ori Buruku Lenshe, Oshi Lenshe, all of this whitewashing where they try to do, it is all an exercise in futility because the corruption is grand and it will continue because now the one way boss now they talk about. Number 3, a young girl died in the residence of a serving minister. That same minister not submit himself to police or anything. He rather come out for TV. They grant interview, they boast. He said that any person who even talk about it, they threaten her, he go use law. Let us imagine for 1 minute, say a minister daughter die in the house of a poor person. In fact, they don't ask this question to police before. This is Officer Bright Edafe. He said the thing no go funny you. Until the investigation and autopsy report come out, you go feel them well. But somehow, ministers are above the law. People that are standing on the mandate, or Buruku mandate, are above the law. They know they feel them. Now, poor man, they feel them. A girl where they talk say she they work with Federal Medical Center, be the Ministry of Health. Somehow is in the residence of a minister. Somehow he died. The minister they come and contact say he was on phone with the boyfriend. He was on phone with this. Were you there? Was it a 3-way call? Were you there at the point where they talk with the boyfriend? All of this investigation, nobody is talking about it. They don't even see, say now the family are before that they go swear affidavit to say that there should be no investigation. Strange circumstances that nobody has ever seen before somehow is unfolding before our eyes, but they want nobody to talk about it. Nigerians, shine your eyes. I just want to remind you and say, if we do not answer these questions, whether today, tomorrow, or in the future, Nigeria is going nowhere because this is the foundation of all the crises where these people they use to destroy this country. Insecurity, corruption, and injustice. My name is Peter for Nigeria. Ori Buruku Lenshi Affliction Progressive Congress.
Mr. Bibweze, welcome. Oh, long time, oh, my brother.
And how did you guys make it to the village where you now met up with the, how did you, were you on a motorcycle?
I'm telling you, you paid attention to that NBA election, too.
Yes, so when
I'll be shouting about NBA here, I know they shout.
I was
Okay.
going to meet my people, so we checked, like, let me say, 40 to 1 hour before we go to where they provided the motorcycle Okada for us.
1 hour?
It was hello?
Yeah, you trekked for 1 hour.
40 to 1 hour. I can't say precisely, but no, it's no more than 1 hour. Where they provided just a motorcycle that will carry us.
Okay.
It was that place that they now took us with the motorcycle. Then they brought us to the nearest village. So they dropped us there that they said they can't go again. That we should use our leg to trek. So we now trek for like 1 hour plus again before we get to that nearest city called the village called Alausa.
Alarusa. Is it Alarusa or Alausa?
Alausa. Okay. You know, really local government. Alausa.
Okay.
So that was how before we got there, so they told us we are going to meet 2 rivers. We met the 2 rivers. So when we got to the other second river, the river was into the bank. So because our principal was the one that led, so I was at the back. So there were like maybe 2 or 3 children that can't walk. So despite all what we went, I carried the little one. There was a particular one called testimony. I was the one that took that one. I carried that on my neck. So I was just going to, when we got to that river, nobody was able to cross. They were crying. Is this the way they would die? So I am daughter from Mundo, so I went inside the river directly. Before I got inside the river, I took one stick. So I was checking the depth, how deep the river was. Hello?
I'm with you.
So when I got how deep the river was, I went the first time to check how deep it was so that I will know the route to follow. So I came back to another route. So when I saw the one that was no more that deep, so I tried the best I can. So I was the one that carried most of those little kids throughout the river to the other bank.
RNG government. You see the woman when win NBA too. The outgoing president,
that you should
the outgoing NBA president, Afam say the election was okay, abi? Long and short. You people can correct me if I'm wrong. Oh. When I dey shout about NBA for here, I was being dragged. I was being attacked. Here we are. All right.
should not blame the president, but rather blame your governor or blame your local government chairman. He's an idiot. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. All these tactics of diverting blame from the president in an attempt to channel it to the local government chairman and the governors is a nonsense that must stop. Because the president in the Nigerian setting is 100% in charge. The governors, the local government chairman, they are as best as errand boys. You still remember the case of River State, Sim Fubara. Fubara barely had issues with Wike. Tinubu was very fast to declare state of emergency and removed the governor and then brought in their lawyer boy. Where was the powers of the governor as at that time? Then remember, before he was removed, River State allocation was suspended for months. Where was the power of the governor? How do you blame the governor for that? So in the Nigerian setting, don't ever refer anybody. Okay, look at the case of Oyo State. When those two school children were adopted, Tinubu's loyalists have blamed Makinde, the governor, that is the chief security of the state. Okay, now they have staged, they'll be released by the adopters, and they are now giving the credit to Tinubu. Is somebody not mad? No, somebody should shout madness. So there is nothing like blame you see those councillors, those governors, they have no power of their own. Just leave all those nonsense you read or hear on the media. The president, according to the Nigerian setting today, is firmly in charge. Good or bad, the president is responsible. No this and no peace.
Tinubu told us with his own man that he's going to build hospitals, schools, roads, and other critical infrastructure with the subsidy money. There was never a time he mentioned
six federal teaching hospitals across the 6 geopolitical zones have received money to upgrade their facilities. Yes. You are not aware.
Hold on. Receive money to upgrade.
Yes, their facilities.
Mr. Okoro, where is light in Nigeria? The first thing, all these things we are talking about, it hinges, that is the pivotal, is what? Light, power. Where is it? Please, where is light? All your so-called infrastructure or whatever, a whole Ibadan, UCH, have to be off national grid.
Mr. Agumo, you asked a question. Where is the excess money derived from removal of fuel subsidy? Where is it going to? And I just pointed out a few of them.
I told you now that it's a lie. Because if it is...
Which one is a lie? The hospitals have been upgraded.
It's a lie. Hold on. It's a lie. Because one, if you are using that subsidy money, we cannot borrow up to 200 trillion as I talk to you now.
No, but you also had deficits in your budget. You budgeted it that you were going to borrow this.
Why must that be with the subsidy money? There shouldn't be such a thing.
The subsidy money is not enough to solve all your problems.
Who told you that? Manage the one you have. Manage the one you have. If it is well managed, in fact, we'll be borrowing money to people who need it.
You mean lending money?
Yeah, we lend money to people, yes. Manage the one you have, but you are not managing it. You are just on a spending cruise. Look at all the frivolous items that Nigeria spend their money on. Is that the profile of a man who is prudent? No, tell me the truth. The 210 trillion naira, you tell me now it's not under this government, but it's under the same party. What are they doing about it?
Well, the National Assembly is conducting an
inquiry. You through talk, yes, until Jesus come back. That's when they will finish conducting the forensic examination. The man that was in the hem of affair when this happened, have anybody called him for question in the first place? What are you now conducting? The man said he was even shocked that somebody is calling him. And you are telling me this and that. Please, in fact, the amount of money is unthinkable. And I don't see how we can make progress with that light. You don't need money to produce the so-called light. So why are you wasting the money you have? Why are you wasting the money you have? And you are telling me you are looking for money. Which money?
All right then.
The money you borrowed to come and account for it. Let us say whether you are using it prudently.
You will tell you that I do not regret supporting Chimaobi. Now when my protest has been listened, but I never want to answer. I said, look, and somebody said not to born again, amen. And the decision I made was to support Chimaobi, not because I'm a politician, but because I want change. But because I want Nigeria to become better. Not be say I be politician. I know nothing about politics. But nobody advised me. Nobody. Guess what? People kept on saying to me, hey, what? Your voice must be heard. You have over 25 million followers cut across the social media strata. Your voice must be heard. Now they hear my voice. As they hear my voice, my heart's gone. Yes, your voice will be heard. Now, it gets one person will be my role model. That time, when the guy go to talk, I go to believe, say, nothing has happened to this guy, so nothing will happen to me. Where is Dino lying? Dino? Where Dino? Oh, Dino, you know here? Dino, I'm telling you see the talk? Because now you deceive all of us. Dino, you see the talk? I will tell you something today. After God, the next person you should fear and respect is government. After God. When I'm not seeing what they happen everywhere, try government. They will shocking you. You see what happened to the very dark man? In the very dark cell. In days of election, we need to have free, fair, and credible election that will allow us to elect competent leadership with capacity, compassion, commitment, and characters that are required in government. Because you need that. If we have government that have capacity today, it will be the other way around, because there's so many other things happening in Nigeria. It's not just insecurity that is our problem. We have a problem where there are a huge number of people living in poverty, huge number of youth unemployment. So you need to have a government that is going to fight the corruption that exists today in the country, be able to use the resources of the country to invest in productivity that will unleash growth and be able to create jobs for these young people. You need to invest in education. You need to invest in health of the people. So there's other critical areas that if we have support of countries globally, we can start changing. Mr. Roby, thank you.
ṣùgbọ́n tí mo sọ báyìí ètò bá ti fẹ́ mú bóyá tó bá sọ pé for example èka wọn Peter Obi ó ti rìn o tó bá ti wá sọ yẹn ṣó yẹ tí wọ́n fi ṣe example ni o wàá wá lọ gbé Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu wàá wá lọ àáwá gbé ìka ọwọ́ tiẹ̀ náà á wà gbé sí ẹ̀gbẹ́ ara wọn báyìí á wà wọlé tó ti rìn jù so ti yẹ so ti rí example tí mo ṣe so tó bá ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ irú bó ṣe fẹ́ gbẹnu lórí ọ̀rọ̀ báǹkì yẹn ṣó mọ̀ pé ìgbà tí bàbá yìí tó jẹ́ gómìnà Anambra ló fẹ́ gbẹnu lé so tó bá ti fẹ́ gbẹnu lé nísìnyí wàá mú kan nínú kan tí bóyá iṣẹ́ burúkú tí Peter Obi ṣe ní Anambra ni àbí iṣẹ́ rere tó ṣe ní Anambra èyí tó bá ti wẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ ni kò free láti mú free láti mú tó bá ti wẹ̀ either good either bad èyí tó bá ti wẹ̀ ni kò mú bẹ̀ tó bá ti yí ẹ dé torí gbọ́dọ̀ tí mo sọ èyí tó bá ti yí ẹ yékéyéké ń bẹ̀ ni kò dì mú èyí tó bá ti wá dì mú yẹn máa gbọ́ mi o èyí tó bá ti wá dì mú yẹn tó bá ti sọ àmàdákẹ́ wàá wá ẹyọkan tó sì mú yẹn wàá wá lọ gbé ti Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu nígbà tóun náà jẹ́ pírẹsidẹ́ǹtì tóun náà jẹ́ gómìnà Èkó wàá wá fẹnu ẹ̀ kóra wọn báyìí pé ìgbà tí Bọ́lá wà ní gómìnà nígbà tó wà ní gómìnà o for example jẹ́ ìṣẹ̀ example ẹ̀fẹ́ kó lè yí ẹ dáadáa ìgbà tí Bọ́lá fẹ́ kúrò ní gómìnà àwọn bàbá wa wà ń bí tí wọ́n máa display fún wa bó ṣe sọ kí lọ́kọ́ fi ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ balẹ̀ sí yẹn àwọn bàbá wa tí kọ̀ǹpútà wà wájú wọn bí mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí wọ́n wà ń bí wọ́n máa display fún wa ní ojú máwòrán wa tí gbogbo á máa wò ó Bọ́lá Ahmed fi £1 for example sílẹ̀ nígbà tó fẹ́ kúrò ní gómìnà Èkó nínú àkáǹtì báyìí èyẹ báyìí ló wà ṣé o mọ̀ pé ìgbà tí bàbá yẹn ń sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní kó lọ máa ṣe kí ni wọ́n ní kó lọ máa béèrè kó lọ máa yẹ̀ ẹ́ wò
and
verify thank you ma ẹ lọ máa verify bàbá wa wà ń bí àwọn mọ̀mọ́ wa wà ń bí wọ́n á gbé jáde lódindi ní tí o bá ti sọ so wàá wá lọ gbé ti Peter Obi náà ìgbà tí Peter Obi kúrò ní Anambra òun náà fi £1 sílẹ̀ bọ́dẹ̀ jẹ́ 60 lòún fi sílẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ wàá wá sọ títí ẹ̀ náà wàá fẹnu ẹ̀ kóra wọn má sọ̀rọ̀ owó ní ọ̀dọ̀ Peter tó bá wá dọ̀dọ̀ Tinubu kò sọ̀rọ̀ ẹsẹ̀ owó tó bá ti mú lọ́dọ̀ bàbá Peter ní Anambra náà owó yẹn náà ló wà mú lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó fẹnu ẹ̀ kóra wọn tó bá mú Peter Obi ò ṣe títì o nígbà tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó wà ní Anambra o tó bá ti sọ wàá wá sí Èkó náà wàá wá dárúkọ títì mélòó tí Bọ́lá Ahmed ṣe wàá fẹnu ẹ̀ kóra wọn bá bí a ṣe máa ṣe lórí ìkànnì nìyẹn a lè clear as everybody everything a lè clear bọ́dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ẹ lọ wo bridge ẹ lọ wo bridge Anambra Peter Obi ò ṣe nǹkan kan ní bridge Anambra wàá wá sẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà nígbà tí Bọ́lá Ahmed wà ní gómìnà Èkó ó ṣe bridge yẹn bí báyìí bẹ̀rẹ̀ kóra wọn tó ti yẹ kì í ṣe pé wàá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹsẹ̀ l'Anambra wàá sọ̀rọ̀ orí ń bí in tó bá ti sọ Ọlọ́run náà ló wà wá sọ lọ́dọ̀
okay ma nǹkan tí máa mo gbọ́ yín mà nǹkan tí máa jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ náà ni pé kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ sọ lọ wájú lọ sọ sẹ́yìn.
ní sùúrù gómìnà ni wọ́n.
Ó yé mi.
gómìnà ni o ò lè sórí bíbá yìí ó ní kó má máa fẹ́ emotion sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn èkì ń fi emotion sọ̀rọ̀ that is why tá a máa fi sọ wípé dání á fi jí.
mọ́mí mi jẹ́ tí make point mi rárá o.
òun náà mo fi sọ̀rọ̀ fún ẹ pé bá a ṣe máa ń ṣe lórí bí nìyẹn kó má jẹ́ pé ìgbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ni mo dọ́rọ̀ mọ́ ẹ lẹ́nu bá a ṣe máa ń ṣe lórí bí bá a ṣe ń bí èèwọ̀ bòmíì ni bàbá king ẹjọ́ please sir bàbá wa fẹ̀lẹ́ please mi tó rán yín níṣẹ́ ẹjọ́ sà ibi tó bá ti dárúkọ ní Anambra ẹ bá wa gbé sí ojú screen sókè ibi tó bá ti dárúkọ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà ẹ bá wa gbé sójú screen náà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ so à ń gbọ́ ẹ.
ok ṣé ẹ̀yin mọ̀ yìí pé Peter state fund.
o ní láti pè mí síbẹ̀.
ok mi ní ẹ jẹ́ kí n máa state fact lọ. so Peter fúnra ẹ̀ tó jẹ́ gọ́vnà ní Anambra ìgbà tó kọ́kọ́ ṣetán gbogbo state funds ló ń direct sí Fidelity tó jẹ́ personal bank ẹ̀ and a commercial bank tó wà linked mọ́ bank tiẹ̀ ṣe this same Peter tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa gbogbo. ok ẹ jẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ti Tinubu ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ ẹ jẹ́ tẹ́ bá jẹ́ kí argument kó wà logical.
Mi ò tí àbẹ̀ ṣàkúmẹ̀.
Ṣé kí n sọ iye amount tí Peter yìí jí kó? Peter tẹ̀ ń sọ yìí náà, ṣé ìmọ̀ iye tó jí kó?
Ibi owó tó sọ yẹn, o ní ó divert owó.
Ó ń divert owó state sínú personal account Fidelity over 20 billion annual fund.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie and I will back it up.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie, I will back it up and there's proof.
Oh no, need proof. I don't
know. Kí ló dé tó sọ pé lie now? Why lie? Kí lorúkọ àkáǹtì yẹn?
Fidelity Bank ni ṣe bí ẹ máa rí lórí news tẹ bá tẹ̀ sórí Google sí.
Farabalẹ̀ àkáǹtì wo ló ti mú owó tó dà ìbátí ẹ̀?
State fund owó tí state ń generate over 30 billion naira.
Farabalẹ̀ wọ́n máa bá àgbéjáde ìfarabalẹ̀.
Ó yẹ ẹ tẹ̀ sórí Google sí.
Kí lorúkọ tó gbé?
Airport ni mò ń lò ẹ sọ pé kó gbé kó mú ó dà pé earpiece ló fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ ó ń pariwo mọ́ earpiece yẹn ni má pariwo mọ́ wa nígbà yìí.
Okay. Over 30 billion naira. Over 30 billion naira.
Ní sùúrù, bàbá King ẹ̀jẹ̀ ti máa sọ bó ṣe ń sọ, ètò bá kọ́rẹ́ tí kò sọ. O ní 30 billion. Nínú àkáǹtì wo ló ti gbé owó sínú àkáǹtì wo?
Ó move sínú Fidelity.
Kí lorúkọ àkáǹtì tó ti move owó?
No, èmi ò mọ orúkọ tó ti move owó because it was later. Ẹ máa gbọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká délé. Ó mo ti sọ àkáǹtì tó move sí. Ó move owó láti.
Kí lorúkọ àkáǹtì tó ti gbé owó yẹn jáde?
State owó tí state ń generate tí ò yẹ kó máa lọ commercial bank.
Àní kí lorúkọ state àkáǹtì yẹn? Kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ ni mò ń sọ? Kí lorúkọ ẹ̀?
No, owó tí Anambra ń generate ni because every state ló ní bank ló ní account tiẹ̀.
Ṣé tá a bá sọ pé Anambra bank Google máa gbé jáde fún gbogbo wa?
Ẹ̀yin ẹ tẹ̀ sórí Google nísìn ipe alleged money.
Báwo ló ṣe jẹ́ alleged tó bá wà?
Because ṣe ẹ dúró mí ní
sùúrù tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ sọ ní kì í ṣe alleged kan nítorí wọ́n sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ọ̀pọ̀ ní.
Àìtẹ̀tí sọ̀rọ̀ débi kan.
Ẹ jẹ́ kó sọ̀rọ̀.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n
sọ̀rọ̀. Mi ò lọ bí iṣẹ́.
Let's answer. The question you are asking is so unnecessary. Ibo ló ti owó ibo ló bàtí ẹ bá
ẹ jẹ́ kí sọ̀rọ̀ tí make point kan tán.
Bàbá ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ má jẹ́ kó di kíní ẹ jẹ́ ká mú lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan please. Ayọ̀ ẹ farabalẹ̀ o. Ayọ̀ sọ wípé Peter Obi ó gbé owó láti àkáǹtì Anambra
gàgà mo sọ fún nǹkan tí mo máa ń ṣì mí gbọ́ mà nǹkan tí mò ń sọ fún yín ni pé nǹkan tí mò ń sọ fún yín ni pé gbogbo owó tí Anambra tó ń generate ṣe ti understand ó yẹ kó ní particular account state account tí ó yẹ kó jẹ́ commercial bank ló yẹ kó lọ because.
Má sọ pé ó yẹ.
No, bó ṣe wà nìyẹn kò sí state tó ń fi owó sínú commercial bank for commercial use.
Ó ní ó gbé owó láti àkáǹtì Anambra. Kí ló rúkọ àkáǹtì yẹn ó ní?
Mi sọ ipò àkáǹtì Anambra ẹ̀lẹ́ ń ṣì mí gbọ́. Mo sọ ipò owó tí Anambra ẹ máa gbọ́. Mo ní owó tí every state ló ń generate owó annually, ṣe ti understand? So every state ló dẹ̀ ní personal account ẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé ti government ni ti state ni tí ò yẹ kó jẹ́ commercial account but Peter Obi during tenure ó ní commercial account tó ó ń fi owó yẹn sí and that's the Fidelity Bank tó jẹ́ pé it was later linked òun àti Fidelity ní partnership.
Peter Obi kò fi owó tó yẹ kó fi sínú àkáǹtì Anambra kò fi sí.
Kò fi síbẹ̀ owó state ó ń fi sí.
Ní sùúrù ó ń fi sínú àkáǹtì tiẹ̀ ní Fidelity.
Ní Fidelity bẹ́ẹ̀ ni and it was linked that òun àti general manager of Fidelity during that time wọ́n jọ partner and it was over 30 billion naira.
30 billion naira.
Over 30 billion naira over 30 billion naira ni Peter Obi gbé ló jí fún gbà ẹ̀.
Ní sùúrù wá gbẹ́nu lọ sí ti Tinubu náà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́.
Okay, ṣe wá rí Tinubu fún rẹ̀. In 2007, Baba Fure generate 84 billion naira. Set you understand? Emma ma ṣe pé we are civil. We Emma ma ṣe pé. Báwo lẹ ṣe ń ṣe pé ẹ má máa ṣe pé sí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ emotions ni mi láì.
Emotion kọ́ eléyìí.
Ẹ ti ń fẹ́ mọ́ sí ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má fi ẹ wà logical ẹ wà critical ẹ má ṣe pé kò ní ìdè
critical o lọ́dọ̀ padà àwọn kan pa lọ́wọ́.
Kò sí kò ní ìdè pé náà.
Ṣé ẹni mo fẹ́ ká máa mú àwọn ìbábá ẹ má bóyá kẹ bá wọ dá sí ẹ má wọlé bá kámẹ́rà ẹ má sọ lọ.
Oya, Kibanki.
Ẹ má dá sí ẹ má.
Ẹ ṣe. Kimbanki, let the guy say whatever he wants to say. Celestia, let the guy say whatever.
Kimbanki. First thing to saw iPhone 17.
Any suru, Celestia. Celestia.
Inú tí ń rún èmi látẹ̀kọ̀. Inú tí ń rún èmi látẹ̀kọ̀.
Wá gbọ́.
So you say the truth. Say the first thing to come mẹ́lu lé. Ṣé ní àwọn any suru baba iPhone 17 hold on. Ìsọ̀rọ̀ sí ni ìfèsì sọ̀rọ̀ ṣe dáwọn èèyàn kan wà tó ń pé tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ fún ọ mọ̀rọ̀ gbọ́jú ẹ̀ lọ o wọlé the next thing you are saying is ọ̀rọ̀ tó wá fẹ́ sọ nígbà kò sọ̀rọ̀ emotion ọ̀rọ̀ logical ló wá sọ nígbà yìí what does that mean? Ṣé àwa gbogbo atọ́nà dá sí ayé ṣé ó dá wa pé kàkọ́ máa ṣé robot ló dá ní?
Reason tí mo ṣe sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé mo mọ̀ pé mo wà ní opposition mo wà ṣe ti understand and ẹ máa wà mọ́ emotion.
So ẹ mọ Kimbanki a ní kẹ lọ sórí group yẹn kẹ àbí Google kẹ fi sí speaker ẹ gbé voice yẹn béèrè question yẹn kẹ gbé sí speaker kí gbogbo a máa gbọ́. No, we need to debunk that lie. Irọ́ tó pa yẹn tí EFCC ò rí Peter Obi gbé tí wọ́n gbé lórí 30 million tó pa yẹn ọ̀gá ẹ̀ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu tó yẹ pé Jagaban ó lè kówó jẹ kówó jẹ kó business Nigeria yà gbogbo èèyàn ló mọ̀ yẹn náà so tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ 30 million let us ask that question ẹ jẹ́ verify yẹ torí òní wá parọ́ ń bí wọ́n wà rational.
Tí Tinubu bá jólè ṣe bí EFCC àti pé náà.
Ayo, please just hold on a minute. Celestia lè ṣe báyìí. This guy will leave this platform and this thing is being recorded. Let him speak whatever he's saying. Tí ẹ̀rẹ̀ bá tabayàn èèyàn ń fi kọjúkọjú gbọ̀dánù. Let him say whatever he wants to say. We are going to pop it up. We will fact check it. And me, I've seen things to nail him already because he's saying what he does not understand. Then in nǹkan tí ò yé, àmàjẹ́ ó yé ni. Àní, we don't need to do it wàdùwàdù. Ọ̀sán sọ pé à ń gbé nìkan ṣe pé. We will understand where it's going to and we will fact check it one-on-one. That is how we should be doing it here.
Fact check now, should be immediate. Kò ń ṣe pé kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ aláwọ̀ ẹ̀
kò ní sọ̀rọ̀ gbọ́rọ̀ tó bá dé level kan máa ní kó pause tó bá dé level kan máa ní kó pause a máa fact check nǹkan claim tó sọ.
Ibi tó sọ dé yẹn tí Èkó yẹn tó gbẹnu lé yẹn jẹ́ kó sọ ti Èkó yẹn owó eye tí Bọ́lá fi sílẹ̀ ń gbà.
Mo sọ fún
2007
Jagaban fi 83 billion naira lẹ̀ ó generate 83 billion naira for Lagos ẹni fact check ẹ̀ ní bẹ́ẹ̀. 2007 Jagaban left 83 billion naira generated annually. Fact check
Ayo, hold on. Now, this is the question I want to ask you. You said something now. Only Jagaban generate 83 billion naira.
Yes.
Now, you said yes. Now, you allege now. Now, pop up that your claim. Give us that what you said now. Put it up. Let us see it.
No, you can just if you know because I listen. This is the reason I can't show it because
wait.
Listen, this is it. Google is our friend.
Wait. Don't speak over me, please. You alleged us now, and I've been very civil enough with you. You spoke now. You talked about Peter Obi, right? That 30 billion, me, I'm still going to go back there. But I want us to finish with Bola Ahmed Asiwaju now. Now that 83 billion to so generate
2007.
Hold on, please. You are not stupid here. You will pop it up and you are there big basic to fill it from Lagos State government. Tí Fashola kà jáde, àwa ní gbogbo
fact lọ́wọ́. Ibi tá a sì dúró sí níbi láì wà nìyẹn ó lè dọ̀la ká tó parí nǹkan tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí ó lè dọ̀la. Ẹgbẹ́ gbèsè tí Bọ́lá Ahmed fi ń lẹ̀ ní Èkó ẹgbẹ́ gbèsè tí Peter fi ń lẹ̀ ní Anambra ó yá náà.
Now, gbèsè tí Bọ́lá Ahmed gbélẹ̀, King Banky, are you there? Or who is available? Who can help us?
Mo wà ń bí o, mo kàn ń gbọ́ ni o. Ṣé fẹ́ ká Google gbèsè?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n Google gbèsè tí Jaga.
Ṣùgbọ́n tí mo sọ báyìí, ètò bá ti fẹ́ mú, bóyá tó bá sọ pé for example, wọ́n Peter Obi o, ó ti ń rí o, tó bá ti wá sọ yẹn, ṣó yẹ tí wọ́n fi ṣe example ni o, wàá wá lọ gbé Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu, wàá wá lọ àwa gbé ìkáwọ́ tiẹ̀ náà, àwa gbé sí ẹgbàra wọn báyìí, àwa wọlé tó ti rìn jù, ṣó ti yẹ ṣó ti rí example tí mo ṣe. So tó bá ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ irú bó ṣe fẹ́ gbẹnu lórí ọ̀rọ̀ báǹkì yẹn ṣó mọ̀ pé ìgbà tí bàbá yìí tó jẹ́ gómìnà Anambra ló fẹ́ gbẹnu lé so tó bá ti fẹ́ gbẹnu lé nísìnyí wàá mú nǹkan nínú nǹkan tí bóyá iṣẹ́ burúkú tí Peter Obi ṣe ní Anambra ni àbí iṣẹ́ rere tó ṣe ní Anambra èyí tó bá ti wẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ ni kò free láti mú free láti mú tó bá ti wẹ̀ either good either bad ètò bá ti wẹ̀ ẹni kó mú bẹ̀ tó bá ti yí ẹ dé torí gbọ́n tí mo sọ ètò bá ti yí ẹ yékéyéké ń bẹ̀ ni kò dì mú ètò bá ti wá dì mú yẹn máa gbọ́ mi o ètò bá ti wá dì mú yẹn tó bá ti sọ àmàdákẹ́ wàá wá ẹyọkan tó sì mú yẹn wàá wá lọ gbé ti Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu nígbà tóun náà jẹ́ pírẹsidẹ́ǹtì tóun náà jẹ́ gómìnà Èkó wàá wá fẹnu ẹ̀ kóra wọn báyìí pé ìgbà tí Bọ́lá wà ní gómìnà nígbà tó wà ní gómìnà o for example jẹ́ ìṣe example ẹ̀fẹ́ kó lè yí ẹ dáadáa ìgbà tí Bọ́lá fẹ́ kúrò ní gómìnà àwọn bàbá wa wà ń bí tí wọ́n máa display fún wa bó ṣe sọ kí lọ́kọ́ fi ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ balẹ̀ sí yẹn àwọn bàbá wa tí kọ̀ǹpútà wà wájú wọn bí mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí wọ́n wà ń bí wọ́n máa display fún wa ní ojú máwòrán wa tí gbogbo wa máa wò ó Bọ́lá Ahmed fi 1 naira for example sílẹ̀ nígbà tó fẹ́ kúrò ní gómìnà Èkó nínú àkáǹtì báyìí èyẹ báyìí ló wà ṣó mọ̀ pé ìgbà tí bàbá yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní kó lọ máa ṣe kí ni wọ́n ní kó lọ máa béèrè kó lọ máa yẹ̀ ẹ́ wò
and verify
thank you ma ẹ lọ máa verify bàbá wa wà ń bí àwọn mọ̀mọ́ wa wà ń bí wọ́n á gbé jáde lójijì ohun tó bá ti sọ so wàá wá lọ gbé ti Peter Obi náà ìgbà tí Peter Obi kúrò ní Anambra òun náà fi 1 naira sílẹ̀ bọ́dẹ̀ jẹ́ 60 ló ń fi bẹ̀ wàá wá sọ títí ẹ̀ náà wàá fẹnu ẹ̀ kóra wọn má sọ̀rọ̀ owó ní ọ̀dọ̀ Peter tó bá wá dọ̀dọ̀ Tinubu kò sọ̀rọ̀ ẹsẹ̀ owó tó bá ti mú lọ́dọ̀ bàbá Peter ní Anambra náà owó yẹn náà ló wàá mú lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó fẹnu ẹ̀ kóra wọn tó bá mú Peter Obi ò ṣe títí o nígbà tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó wà ní Anambra o tó bá ti sọ wàá wá sí Èkó náà wàá wá dárúkọ títì mélòó tí Bọ́lá Ahmed ṣe wàá fẹ́ lẹ̀ kóra wọn bá bí a ṣe máa ṣe lórí ìkànnì nìyẹn a lè clear everybody everything a lè clear bó lè jẹ́ pé ẹ lọ wo bíríìjì ẹ lọ wo bíríìjì Anambra Peter Obi ò ṣe nǹkan kan ní bíríìjì Anambra wàá wá sẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà nígbà tí Bọ́lá Ahmed wà ní gómìnà Èkó ó ṣe bíríìjì yẹn bí báyìí gbẹ̀lẹ̀ kóra wọn tó ti yẹ kìí ṣe pé wàá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹsẹ̀ l'Anambra wàá sọ̀rọ̀ orí ń bí in tó bá ti sọ Ọlọ́run náà ni wàá sọ lọ́dọ̀.
ok ma nǹkan tí máa mo gbọ́ yín mà nǹkan tí máa jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ náà ni pé kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ sọ lọ wájú lọ sọ sẹ́yìn.
ní sùúrù gómìnà ni wọ́n.
ó yé mi.
gómìnà ni o lè sórí bíbá yìí ó ní kó má máa fi emotion sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn èkì ń fi emotion sọ̀rọ̀ that is why ká máa fi sọ wípé gọ́ni á fi jí.
mọ́mí mi tẹ̀ tí make point mi rárá o.
òun náà mo fi sọ̀rọ̀ fún ẹ pé bó a ṣe máa ń ṣe lórí bí nìyẹn kó má jẹ́ pé ìgbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ni mo dọ́rọ̀ mọ́ ẹ lẹ́nu bá a ṣe máa ń ṣe lórí bí bá ṣe ń bí èèwọ̀ bòmíì ni bàbá King ẹjọ́ please sir bàbá wa Fẹ̀lẹ́ please mi tó rán yín iṣẹ́ ẹjọ́ sir ibi tó bá ti dárúkọ ní Anambra ẹ bá wa gbé sí ojú screen sókè ibi tó bá ti dárúkọ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà ẹ bá wa gbé sójú screen náà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ so à ń gbọ́ ẹ.
ok ṣé ẹ̀yin mọ̀ yìí pé Peter state fund.
no o ní láti pè mí síbẹ̀.
ok mi ní ẹ jẹ́ kí n máa state the fact. so Peter Fure tó jẹ́ governor ní Anambra ìgbà tó kọ́kọ́ ṣetán gbogbo state funds ló ń direct sí Fidelity tó jẹ́ personal bank and a commercial bank tó wà linked mọ́ bank tiẹ̀ ṣe this same Peter tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa gbogbo ok ẹ jẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ti Tinubu ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ tẹ́ bá jẹ́ kí argument kó wà logical.
mi ò ní àbẹ̀ ṣàkúmẹ̀tì.
ṣé kí n sọ iye amount tí Peter yìí jí kó Peter tẹ̀ ń sọ yìí náà ṣé ìmọ̀ iye tó jí kó.
ibi owó tó sọ yẹn o ní ó divert owó.
ó ń divert owó state sínú personal account Fidelity over 20 billion annual fund.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie and I will back it up.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie, I will back it up and there's proof.
Oh no, need proof. I don't know.
Kí ló dé tó ń sọ pé lie now? Why lie? Kí lorúkọ àkáǹtì yẹn?
Fidelity Bank ni ṣé bí ẹ máa rí lórí news tẹ́ bá tẹ̀ sórí Google sí.
Farabalẹ̀ àkáǹtì wo ló ti mú owó tó dà ìbá tiẹ̀?
State fund owó tí state ń generate over 30 billion naira.
Farabalẹ̀ wọ́n máa bá a gbé jáde ìfarabalẹ̀.
Ó yẹ ẹ tẹ̀ sórí Google sí.
Kí lorúkọ tó gbé?
Airport ni mò ń lò ẹ sọ pé kó gbé kó mú ó dà pé earpiece ló fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ ó ń pariwo mọ́ earpiece yẹn ni má pariwo mọ́ wa nígbà yìí.
Okay. Over 30 billion naira. Oh my God, over 30 billion naira.
Ní sùúrù, bàbá King ẹ̀jẹ̀ ti máa sọ bó ṣe ń sọ, ètò bá correct kò sọ. O ní 30 billion. Nínú àkáǹtì wo ló ti gbé owó sínú àkáǹtì wo?
Ó move sínú Fidelity.
Kí lorúkọ àkáǹtì tó ti move owó?
No, èmi ò mọ orúkọ tó ti move owó because it was later. Ẹ máa gbọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká délé. Ó mo ti sọ àkáǹtì tó move sí. Ó move owó láti.
Kí lorúkọ àkáǹtì tó ti gbé owó yẹn jáde?
State owó tí state ń generate tí ò yẹ kó máa lọ commercial bank.
Àní kí lorúkọ state àkáǹtì yẹn kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ ni mò ń sọ. Kí lorúkọ ẹ̀?
Owó tí Anambra ń generate ni because every state ló ní bank ló ní àkáǹtì tiẹ̀.
Ṣé tá a bá ti sọ pé Anambra bank Google máa gbé jáde fún gbogbo wa?
Ẹ̀yin ẹ tẹ̀ sórí Google nísìn ipe alleged money.
Báwo ló ṣe jẹ́ alleged tó bá wà?
Because ṣe ẹ dúró mi ní
sùúrù tí wọ́n gbọ́ sọ ní kì í ṣe alleged kọ́ nítorí wọ́n sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní òògùn ni.
Àìtí sọ̀rọ̀ débi kan.
Ẹ jẹ́ kó sọ̀rọ̀.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀.
Mi ò lọ bí iṣẹ́.
Let's answer. The question you are asking is so unnecessary. Ibo ló ti owó ibo ló bàtí ẹ bá àfi
Ẹ jẹ́ kí
sọ̀rọ̀ tí mi point kan tán.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ má jẹ́ kó di kíní ẹ jẹ́ ká mú lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan please. Ayọ̀ ẹ farabalẹ̀ o. Ayọ̀ sọ wípé Peter Obi ó gbé owó láti àkáǹtì Anambra
rárá mo sọ fún nǹkan tí mo máa ń ṣì mí gbọ́ mà nǹkan tí mò ń sọ fún yín ni pé nǹkan tí mò ń sọ fún yín ni pé gbogbo owó tí Anambra tó ń generate ṣe ti understand ó yẹ kó ní particular account state account tí ó yẹ kó jẹ́ commercial bank ló yẹ kó lọ because.
má sọ pé ó jẹ.
No, bó ṣe wà nìyẹn kò sí state tó ń fi owó sínú commercial bank or commercial use.
Ó ti tẹ rìkọ́dì sílẹ̀. Ó ní ó gbé owó láti àkáǹtì Anambra. Kí lorúkọ àkáǹtì yẹn ó ní?
Mi sọ ipò àkáǹtì Anambra ẹ̀ńlẹ̀ ń ṣì mí gbọ́. Mo sọ ipò owó tí Anambra ẹ máa gbọ́. mo ní owó tí every state ló ń generate owó annually, yet you understand. So
una go manage am like that o. Una go Mr. Pansat, welcome.
That you saw such a man and turned your back. You will never.
I forget na replay the thing was on sef.
Daddy, you not try. You see many of una wey dey this internet where they watch me right now. Your children are going to hate you. Good morning, trenches. Please share this video as wide as you can. Save somebody's tomorrow. As I dey do my morning walk, the Holy Spirit led it in my heart to come and tell you people that this new week, you need to be a supporter of Peter Obi. You just need to. Not just because of you, but because of your children. Because trust me, you will never be able to explain to them that you just tried over transformation. You just tried over teamwork, over triumph. You can never explain to them that you chose your personal gain over national growth. They're gonna hate you. How will you explain to them that you chose religion over reform, over revolution, over reconstruction, over results? How you want to tell them that you chose political party over progress? No, you will never be able to explain to them that you chose any candidate that is not Peter Obi. How you go there tell them, say, man, we rule for 8 years without scandal. You chose another person over him. You chose somebody who you don't know his age, his gender, his certificates. You chose somebody who you cannot attest for his name over him. Yesterday was his birthday, Peter Obi's birthday. Are you aware that on one of his birthdays, some group of companies came and said, you don't have a house in your village. It's not good, Oga. We're going to build you an edifice in your hometown. Do you know what he said? Do you know what he said? He said, I don't want. Use that money and go to these schools and build them hostels. I don't need it. See! These people took the money to these 3 schools, even affected Dominican sisters. Go and check and built massive hostels. Imagine one money for 3 hostels would have done in one building. He said, nah, ain't interested. Somebody came to meet him in one of his birthday and said, I'm going to give you this watch. You deserve it. He said, nah, when I was supplying buses for schools, I omitted one school. Please use that watch and buy them a bus. The children need it. How are you going to explain to your children that you saw such a man and turned your back? You will never. They're going to hate you. They're going to put, Daddy, you not try. Yes. And when God said my country honor today, yes. That people came and said, oh, sir, we're just celebrating your birthday big. And he said, never, not me. You see the money for the birthday? These children need computers. Go and use the money and buy them computers. Your children, see, if you're a Peter Obi supporter, do like this. Be proud. You're on the right thing. So to all of you that don't have your PVC yet, go and get your PVC. Don't just get the PVC, get that PVC and get ready to vote a Peter Obi. Nigeria is not broke. Nigeria just needs somebody who will not steal its money. And that's this man. Somebody said next. Thank you very much for listening. God bless.
A fake government agency, an office inside a government building, a budget allocation worth more than 1 billion naira, and international guests who believed it was real. This man is suspected of having run an entirely made-up arm of the Nigerian government for over a year. Did he break the hard-earned trust in Nigeria's government? Welcome to the flip side. In recent years, the Nigerian government reduced barriers for international trade. With success, investors' trust has been improving in the past years, according to international organizations. Amidst the country's bid for stronger international investment, a new government council emerged. For more than a year, Adeniyi Adeyemi Matthew allegedly presented himself as the head of the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, or the PFIPC. The council presented itself as a booster for direct investment in Nigeria, specifically by foreign parties. According to Nigeria's authorities, the council was never created by the government, yet it appeared legitimate. The entity even organized a dinner for ambassadors in October 2025. It interacted with foreign partners and even appeared in official government documents. The government says the agency was fake. Adeyemi rejects the allegations and argues that inconsistencies in official government records support his position. His case is now before the courts. That poses the question of how this could have happened. The presidency says the answer is straightforward.
Fraudsters are everywhere in the world. Such a thing could have happened without some internal collaborators. What would be the incentive for internal collaborators to do something that is illegal. It must have been that money is probably involved.
But many Nigerians are not convinced.
We having a fake agency in this system is not a new thing to me. Since the government is bad, we should expect more.
I think it's another opportunity for the government to reevaluate, the entire system. When things like this happen, it's always good to take time, investigate, find out, who is behind all these things.
These are the things that we need to look into, or the government needs to look into, so that they can be able to fight the corruption to the letter.
That public skepticism is echoed by governance experts, who believe the case points to deeper weaknesses within the government.
It's impossible to have an agency at the federal level without the secretary or without the office of the secretary to the government of the federation to be aware. What likely happened is that agency was used as a vehicle to serve some political or private interests, and something along the way did not augur well with some parties, and that is why we got to hear it in the public.
Beyond the criminal investigation, the case has also raised questions about institutional credibility.
When your accountability mechanisms are weak, that is why we can have such issues of having a so-called fake agency where public funds have been moved and utilized for something that is not supposed to happen.
Corruption has long remained one of Nigeria's biggest governance challenges. The government, however, suggests this case will not have an effect on the outside's perception.
I don't think so. I don't think it has anything to do with Nigerian image. It's a matter of criminality which is going to be dealt with using the extant laws of the country.
Whether this case has a lasting impact on investors' confidence will depend largely on how quickly investigators establish what happened and whether those responsible are held accountable. The alleged fake agency has been dismantled. The suspect has been arrested, but the investigation is far from over. Was this simply an elaborate fraud, or did it expose a deeper weakness inside Nigeria's institutions? And that's the flip side.
They share Indomie noodles. Indomie and Semo. This is Oyo State. Ew! This is what this man has turned people into.
Now to the
Yeah. Hey.
Last week, a former minister was arraigned for forging certificates he used to enter office. Before him, a sitting minister admitted she had no NYSC certificate when confirmed and told Nigerians she owes them no explanation. Before her, a finance minister resigned over forged exemption. And before all of them, a speaker stood before this country in tears and confessed he faked his degree. This is not a footnote. This is a pattern that teaches lesson. The lessons young Nigerians have quietly absorbed that certificates are optional, for show, a hoop that the powerful jump over or ignore. And yet we stand before our youth and wonder why nobody wants to acquire one. Now let me bring this closer to home, the skills trade sector where I've spent most of my life building. Nigeria has over 4 million artisans in construction alone. Electricians, plumbers, welders, bricklayers, carpenters, the hands that build this country. Not one of them is legally required to hold certification to practice. No minimum standard, no competency checks, no consequence for incompetence. Anyone can pick up a wire, call themselves an electrician, and work in your home today. In the UK, an electrician who carries out notifiable work without certified registration commits
a criminal offense, not a fine, a crime. In sub-Saharan Africa, occupational injury rates among construction workers range from 32% to 84% annually. Those injuries happen because unverified hands are doing the work that certified ones should be doing. When certification has no value at the top, it has no value at the bottom. When a minister can forge a degree and spend 2 years running a ministry, why would a young man in Aba spend 3 years acquiring a trade certificate that nobody will ever ask to see? This is how the Olodo uprising is funded, not by social media influencers, but by a system that has told an entire generation qualification does not matter, connection do. So, until Nigeria make trade certificates mandatory, enforceable, and economically rewarding, the Olodos will keep rising.
Now to
you see,
So here it is. The Niger State governor, right? Governor Umar Bago, he came under criticism for what? Your guess is as good as mine. From some Muslim hardliners after making a declaration that any mosque or imam found preaching extremism, terrorism, hatred, violence, or division should be reported. The imam will be arrested and the mosque closed. The governor's directive has sparked widespread debate, with critics arguing that the measure targets Islamic clerics, while supporters say it is aimed at tackling radicalization and strengthening security across Niger State. Hey! Wanna listen to this?
Brand new. Tó ya nínú ọ̀rá fún ara ẹ̀ ló rà. Dárúkọ nǹkan ẹ̀yọ̀ kan tí Bọ́lá ṣe pósà out of 100 over 7 over 100. O wá jókòó orí burúkú, o dẹ orí burúkú délẹ̀, o ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀rẹ́ gbẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀, o ń sọ̀rọ̀ jágajàgẹ́ ẹnu ẹ̀ ń gbọ̀n ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń gbọ̀n gbogbo ara ẹ̀ ń gbọ̀n gẹ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀. O ti bóra jẹ̀bi, o ti bóra ayé ẹ̀ ti polúkúrú buṣu. Tó bá yá nísìn wọ́n ní àìsàn jẹjẹrẹ ń mú ẹlẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ tó fi ń parọ́ orí burúkú. Ẹ̀pọ̀n tó fi ń jókòó tó fi ń parọ́, wọ́n ní àìsàn jẹjẹrẹ gbé ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń bẹ̀. Àbí wọ́n máa tì ẹ́ ní báyìí rò, wọ́n máa tọrọ owó kiri. Níbi irọ́ pípa tó bá yé ẹ̀jẹ̀ dé. Níbi tí wọ́n bá yé ẹ̀jẹ̀ dé. O lè rí ìkẹyọ̀ kan tọ́ka sí pé èmi o lẹ́yìn ìjọba Bọ́lá Ahmed, èmi kò sọ pé o, èmi ni mo lọ fa, èmi ni mo sọ fún bàbá yìí, egbò wà lára ọ̀tọ́ka pé èmi ni mo ní kó wá ṣe. Kódà ilé ẹjọ́ tó ti ṣe fáńtà lásán sílẹ̀ Yorùbá ní orúkọ gbogbo àwọn eléré ojú òtí ẹ ó wá ní àwọn kan ayé ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ ojú ọmọ àtìyẹ ni gbogbo yín ti ń jáde bí olórí burúkú nínú ṣẹ́ẹ̀dì ẹ ti ń jáde níbi tí Bọ́lá rún yín mọ́ ẹ ti ń jáde tí ń gbórí jáde lẹ́yìn kọ̀ọ̀kan ẹ ti ń gbórí jáde láti wá máa dì sí fún àwọn Nàìjíríà again àsìkò oúnjẹ yín ti tó 4 years ti pé ẹ ti fẹ́ ká kòkó níbi tẹ́ ẹ̀ sí kòkó sí ọdún mẹ́rin ti pé lẹ́ẹ̀fún wọn máa ká kòkó yín padà àti kòkó yín ti tó kẹtù wọn máa ká ẹ ti ká ọdún mẹ́rin kan àlọ́dẹ ọdún mẹ́rin míì ó tún gbórí jáde gíọ̀gíọ̀ abúra jẹ̀bi ó tún burú ẹ̀ jáde ó tún fẹ́ ká kòkó ọdún mẹ́rin míì àbí ó tún fẹ́ ká kòkó ọdún mẹ́rin míì ètò ká lọ́dún mẹ́rin àkọ́kọ́ kí ló fi ṣe notice show ọgbọ́n èjèrè lẹ́yìn ọkọ̀ òjèrè Bọ́lá ó tún kan tó jòkó sí bí apẹ̀rẹ̀ tòmátòsì náà láyé ẹ̀dá rẹ̀ gbúdọ̀ sí ọdún kan tó wà bómi adágún náà ni ó sún síwájú o ṣé lè lọ gbé dúró ní lọ́dún mẹ́rin Bọ́lá mo ṣàlẹ́ ìjẹ ni kò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ pọ́fúpọ́fù ilé ló nà dúró ní láyé ìjọba Bọ́lá Ahmed ọdún mẹ́rin ṣé ilé ló gbé dúró ní àbí ọkọ̀ ló rà sọ àṣírí méje fún wa tó àṣírí láyé Bọ́lá fọ́dún mẹ́rin tó tún ru rẹ̀ jáde ànádà kòkó mi àsìkò kòkó mi ti tó jẹ́ tó wá ká kòkó níbi tó òfurúgbè sí jẹ́ tó wá lọ ká àsìkò ìjẹwà rẹ̀ àsìkò ó jẹ́ náà ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ ló ń jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ sí ó jẹ́ náà ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ ló ń jẹ sí ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ ni ẹ̀yin èèyàn jáde ẹ̀rọ rédèrè tí wọ́n yìí.
tí process pé òun kọ́ ilé lọ́wọ́ kan bá wà listen to me and listen well òun kọ́ ilé lọ́wọ́ ìjọba máa ń kọ́ ilé lọ́wọ́ báyìí
ọmọdé ń kọ́ ilé lọ́wọ́ báyìí
òun lè níbẹ̀ kó kà kún kankan ìdí àwà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan tó fi gbé kinní kan dúró kinní kan àwà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan tó fi gbé apá òsìlú tó bá ní kó lọ wo ilé yẹn lásìkò yẹn ó fẹ́ fún ní mark ó lè pass pẹ̀sán kò sí bó ṣe lè pass àfi tẹ bá jẹ́ kó kọ́ ilé ẹ̀.
kò tẹ parọ́ ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ ti dàbọ̀ ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ rọ́bà.
ẹ̀rọ rẹ̀ lórí gbàgbọ́gbàgbọ́ ẹ̀bùn ìbùdó bá fẹ́ ló ń gbà ẹ̀. bí o kọ́ lé ẹ̀ tán pé n tí mo tó ẹ bá ń jọ̀jì ẹ̀.
so bọ́lá ń kọ́lé lọ́wọ́ kò sọ kọ́ ilé tí bọ́lá ń pààyàn ló máa wó pa ẹ́. so ẹni tó ń kọ́lé lọ́wọ́ tí ò bá tí ì kọ́lé dúró èèyàn ò lè jọ̀jì ẹ̀. so Bọ́lá Ahmed ń kọ́lé lọ́wọ́ ilé tí Bọ́lá ń kọ́ yẹn ló máa wó pa ẹ́. so ó ń kọ́lé lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí tó bá kọ́lé tán ẹ̀mí ò ní gbé kò sọ́kọ́ ó ò ní sí láyé ìgbà náà ikú òjijì máa pa ẹ́ ni. Bọ́lá ń kọ́ ilé lọ́wọ́ ta ló rán níṣẹ́ kó kọ́lé fún wa á bèrè ni. ó lè dárúkọ ẹni tó ní pé jọ̀ọ́ bá wa kọ́ ilé o àrílégbé àjọ àwọn lọ́ọ̀yà tán kálé fún ọmọ Nàìjíríà lónìí ní Bọ́lá fẹ́ kálé fún kò jẹ́ mi o àbí òkè ó ń ṣe àwọn nǹkan tán tó bá ṣe tán ìgbà yìí ló tó máa ṣe kí ni lọ́dún mélòó àpẹẹrẹ wo ló lè rí tó lè sọ pé àpẹẹrẹ tí Bọ́lá ń gbèrè o Coastal Road ọdún mẹ́rin 7/100 ló máa wá ń kọ́lé lọ́wọ́ àbí 7/100 Coastal Road ológo Coastal Road 7/100 ó ń kọ́lé lọ́wọ́ ilé yẹn ló máa wó pa ẹ́ ò ní jèrè ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ ò ní gbénu lẹ́yìn kò sọ́kọ́ lórí burúkú ẹlẹ́yìn kẹrù ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́já búrẹ́dì fún ó ń kọ́lé lọ́wọ́ tí ò bá tí ì kọ́lé yẹn tán ó tí ì lè mọ́ra àti lè dọ́ ọ̀jì tó fẹ́ ṣe. àwọn olóṣù. ìjẹkújẹ ti ba ayé ẹjọ́ ti parọ́ ojú kan la yé ẹ wọ ológo pass ológo àtijọ́. ẹjú kan náà lóògùn ayé ẹ wà ló dára ẹgún lọ sí bí omi adágún ó lọ wájú ó lọ sẹ́yìn irọ́ ló sún ẹ̀dà bẹ́ẹ̀ irọ́ máa ń sún èèyàn kìíní ó ní lè tẹ̀síwájú ó ní lè lọ síwájú ó ní lè lọ sẹ́yìn irọ́ máa ń dá yé èèyàn ó máa ń dá ẹgún lọ sí tójú kan ní irọ́ ló ba ayé ẹ jẹ́ díẹ̀ ló kù ń títà lọ́dún eégún àní wíbẹ̀rù ló máa gbé ẹ sí kò sọ́kọ́ wíbẹ̀rù ló máa gbé ẹ sí wọ́n tọrọ owó lórí social media wíbẹ̀rù ló máa gbé ẹ sí wọ́n á rọ ẹ oníwọ́ ṣe dàbí àmàlà tí ò jiná tán bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n á ṣe rọ ẹ dà sínú wíbẹ̀rù táwọn máa gbé ẹ tọrọ owó bí ọmọ láńkẹ́ ń bí.
kò tọ̀nà púpọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tí àwọn opposition ẹ̀ fẹ́ tẹ gbọ́.
kí ló opposition ẹ̀ fẹ́ kó gbọ́ opposition wo ni òríran kò sọ́kọ́ tí ojú ẹ bá fọ́ máa gbárí ẹ tó wọ òríran ọ̀tá ni opposition ṣe èmi tí mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ wọ̀ lára opposition ọmọ Nàìjíríà tí ó mẹyẹ tó ń ta petrol opposition náà ni mo bí ẹlẹ́rẹ̀ ni petrol tá a rà ní 2,500 opposition náà ni kí ló dúpẹ́ àpò ráìsì tá a rà ní 7,000 6,000 opposition náà ló gbé lọ sí 100,000 105.
sìmẹ́ǹtì náà
opposition náà ni subsidy gan opposition náà ni mo bí ẹlẹ́rẹ̀ ni kò sọ́kọ́ kò ní sí ọkọ fún ẹ kò ní sí ọ̀nà àbíkẹ́ fún ẹ tó rí bó ṣe orúkọ ẹ gangan ni yóò wá máa rẹ̀ láti òní lọ bó o fi sọ pé kò sí ọkọ fún ẹ yẹn kò ní sí ìkan rere mọ́ nínú ayé ẹ láti òní lọ ìkan rere máa kúrò nínú ayé ẹ ìkan gidi máa kúrò nínú ayé ẹ. ó wá sọ wípé kò sí opposition ó wá ní nǹkan tí opposition ọmọ Nàìjíríà gbogbo citizen of Nigeria tó wá di opposition mo béèrè gbogbo citizen of Nigeria. Thank you, sir. A ti wá di opposition ló ní kó yọ subsidy opposition ló ní kí oúnjẹ wọn opposition ló ní kí lórúkọ ẹ kí ilé ìwé wọn opposition ni opposition ló ní kí Nàìjíríà máa lọ síwájú bí Nàìjíríà kó wà lẹ́yìn opposition ló lé gbogbo àwọn investor ló lé wọn lọ opposition ló ní kí gbogbo factory táwọn èèyàn ti ṣe Nàìjíríà ló ní kó close down opposition ni mo bèrè ni opposition náà ló ní kí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà má ríṣẹ́ kó má ríbi iṣẹ́ lọ mọ́ opposition ni mo bèrè ni opposition ló ní kó ra yacht opposition ló ní kó ra plane opposition ló ní kó ra mọ́tò Amẹ́ríkà lò opposition ló kọ bẹ́ẹ̀ opposition ló ní kó sí national anthem wa opposition náà ni kò sọ́kọ́ àní wọ́n á rún ẹ sínú wíbẹ̀rù lórí táyọ̀ bá ru àmọ̀nà táwọn ló bá jiná yín máa ń bẹ̀ ó máa ń padà sẹ́yìn ni bí ó ṣe padà sẹ́yìn nínú ayé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n á ṣe rún ẹ dà sínú wíbẹ̀rù wàá tọrọ owó wàá tọrọ bárà gbẹ̀yìn ayé rẹ lórí social media wọ́n máa rán ẹ sínú wíbẹ̀rẹ̀ wá pàǹtì ẹ̀ bí ọmọ láńkẹ́ wá tọrọ oúnjẹ ni kó tọrọ oúnjẹ jẹ o ti parọ́ ayé ẹ ti bàjẹ́ ológo páàtì ẹ lọ wá nìkan forí yín pamọ́ sí tó bá tó ọdún mẹ́rin bá ti fẹ́ pé ẹ wà gbórí jáde àsìkò kòkó wa rèé àsìkò tó olóṣèlú máa ń kàmpéènì ẹ jẹ́ ká jáde wọ́n wá pín t-shirt ìbànújẹ́ lẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́ wọ́n fi ní fake cap dọ́sìn kan èlò dọ́sìn kan 10 naira aṣọ tíṣẹ̀tì dọ́sìn kan 30 naira wọ́n á lẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́ wọ́n ní kẹlẹ́ máa dójú orí burúkú kiri kẹlẹ́ máa ṣi èrè kiri ẹsẹ̀ títì kẹlẹ́ máa dójú òṣì kẹlẹ́ máa dójú ẹ̀sìn kiri ẹsẹ̀ títì ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fi ẹnu ní campaign yẹn nìyẹn wá ṣeun tí ò da wà nílé jáde pé no àwọn èèyàn máa wò mí o pé wọn láwọn tó campaign fẹ́ nìyí ẹjọ́ sá o bó tiẹ̀ lè bẹ́ẹ̀ bú bàbá wa ẹjọ́ ẹ dákun ẹ bá wa ṣe ìkẹ́kẹ́ gbòógì ní ojú ayé ẹ lọ́mọ Nàìjíríà lọ́ ti ń ra rodo ẹyọ kan ní 500 naira lọ́ ti ń ra chin tomatoes nígbà tí Bọ́lá kórí burúkú dé Nàìjíríà ojú ayé ẹ ló wà nígbà tí Bọ́lá di president tó ju òkè ìbànújẹ́ sí Nàìjíríà tẹ́kù òkè bẹ́kù tẹ́yẹ òkè bẹ́yẹ tọ́mọ ènìyàn fún ọbọ̀mọ ènìyàn mọ́ títí dè ní láti jọ́ tí Bọ́lá ti dé Nàìjíríà gbogbo kan ti go wrong everything go wrong ni ó jáde rí kó tiẹ̀ wá níyà ẹjẹ́ ìṣojú ayé bàbá abẹ̀yìn o ẹjẹ́ àgbẹ̀ bá wà nǹkan ṣe o bó tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé kinní ni o ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ yí pé epo yìí tí wọ́n ju bàbá ẹ̀dá àgbẹ̀ bá wà yí lọ́lẹ̀ káàtẹ̀ sọ pé o sọ o kò gbà ní o sọ o kò ṣe é wọ́n á ní o sọ wọ́n lè rí kà nípa tiẹ̀ yí pé at least ó tiẹ̀ sọ kí ló ṣe ń bẹ̀ kí ló ṣe ń bẹ̀ o ró ara ẹ̀ dànù lẹ́ni o wá ró ara ẹ̀ dàdáde bẹ̀kùtùbẹ̀kùtù ikùn o wá ró ara ẹ̀ dàdáde nísìn láti wá máa tún tọrọ bára ègé as usual àsìkò bára yín ti tó wọ́n ti gbégbá bára lẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́ òṣèlú ti ń bọ̀ ẹni Ọlọ́run òbùn mi ẹni Ọlọ́run òbùn mi àsìkò bára yín ti tó àṣírí ààbò bámbíàlà àṣírí ààbò àsìkò bámbíàlà yín ti dé láti wá tó máa mórí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà kẹ́tọ́ máa ká báwo la ṣe lè manipulate wọn báyìí báwo la ṣe orúkọ ojú tì ẹ́ gan ti sọ̀rọ̀ bó ṣe ń ké òwú amúrí ìdórí burúkú pàǹdà tó kì bọ́wọ́ òun bó ṣe mu náà ó fẹ́ lè múrí yẹn kó o mú kó o sọ́ sẹ́nu kó o gbé mi níbi tí ojú gbà ẹ́ ti dé ojú tì ẹ́ níbo ló wà ní 4 years ago nígbà tí Bọ́lá di president níbo ló wà kò sọ́kọ́ ẹlẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ búrẹ́dì níbo ló wà mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ níbo ló wà ńgbà yẹn kó má lè sí ilẹ̀ kankan tó lè jáde nu àárẹ̀ àwọn kankan tó jáde o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o nínú ẹ̀yin tẹpẹ́ra yín nínú ní títí yẹ̀jẹ̀ bíríìtì olóṣèlú àárẹ̀ àwọn kan nínú tó jáde tí wọ́n sọ ọmọ ọkọ tó wọ́n jáde àárẹ̀ àwọn tó sọ pé mo wà lára àwọn tó dìbò mo wà lára àwọn tó kàmpéènì o ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń jáde o wọ́n rí dáadáa tó jáde tí wọ́n ti jú tí wọ́n máa ń tàn kí ẹ̀ pé mo wà lára àwọn tó fẹ́ nu mi kàmpéènì mo gbọ́dọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ pé nǹkan ò dáa níbo ló wà yẹ kò sọkọ tó lè play sẹ́ni fídíò bí tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ jáde nígbà tó ń ra tarodo nígbà tó ń ra tomatoes nígbà tó ń repo ọ̀wọ́n gbogbo kan ọ̀wọ́n ní Nàìjíríà táwọn èèyàn jẹun tán ní Nàìjíríà tó yẹ pé ṣíbí ni wọ́n fi bu atarodo sẹ́nu ṣíbí ni wọ́n fi bu ata gbígbó sẹ́nu tí wọ́n fi ọwọ́ tí wọ́n fi rò mẹ́nu wọn pé kí n sáfẹ́ fi ṣẹnu ata kí n tẹ̀ fi ṣẹnu ata gígún wọ́n jẹun tán wọ́n ti yó tán wọ́n wá fi ọwọ́ wọ́n fi ata gígún báyìí wọ́n fi gbogbo èrìgì wọn pé káwọn tẹ̀ fi ṣẹnu ata káwọn èèyàn lẹ́wọ́n ata síbẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà níbo ló wà àwọn onílẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n dá ẹlẹ́jọ́ ibi wọ́n gégùn lé ẹ lórí wọ́n rán ẹ àìsàn tó ní lérò á fẹ́ lù ẹ̀ kó sọ̀kọ́ torí owó mi tó jáde tó fẹ́ wá gbà yìí àìsàn ló fi wò ó ní jẹ́ àìsàn tó ní bọ́nú ẹ̀ òun ló máa fi wò lé tó bọ́ síta òun tó bọ́ síta láti wá gbowó mi àìsàn tó ní gbóògùn ló máa fẹ́ lù ẹ́.
ohun tí ẹ jẹ́ ká má sọ̀rọ̀ tó pọ̀ jù.
sọ.
ẹ jẹ́ ká má sọ̀rọ̀ tó pọ̀ jù.
sọ.
The so-called activists, are you saying we don't know what is happening? For one reason or the other, are you saying power of medical pushing the way out of it? For one thing or the other. We want to put everything in your own head. We best need my support to FFL.
Ṣàgbọ́.
Gbogbo ẹ̀yin wa.
Ó ní gbogbo wọn tó ń jẹ́ àwọn yẹ̀yẹ́ bírítì gbogbo àwọn làwọn ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ látòkè ṣẹ́gbọ́. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀sí ń wo fíìmù wọn. Ẹ wá yẹ yín níta àwọn ilé fi ayé yín play game ni. Table tennis wọn jọ ń gba yín tíra wọn báyìí bó ló ṣe bá gba yín báyìí àwọn náà gba yín kí lè ń wo fíìmù wọn fún kí ló tó lè lo táìmù láti fi wá nǹkan tó lè ṣe fún ara ẹ kí ló tó lè lo táìmù láti lọ fi wáṣẹ́ tó máa kọ́ kí lè ń wo fíìmù àwọn olórí burúkú wọ̀nyí fún àwòkọ́ṣe rere wo lẹ rí lára àwọn olórí burúkú yìí àwò good example wo lẹ rí lára wọn àwòkọ́ṣe rere wo lẹ rí kálẹ̀ lè fáyé wọn tọrọ nínú gbogbo wọn ètò pọnmi síkùn ètò rọmi ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ sídi èyí lè tiẹ̀ ó rọmi ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ sẹ̀rẹ̀ kẹ́ni tiẹ̀ ni èwo lẹ lè fáyé ẹ̀tọ́rọ èwo ló máa ń jà fún yín èwo ló ń jà fún yín tó ń gbẹ̀tọ́ yín fún yín lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba yes ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n bó ṣe kóra wọn jọ láti máa fi ṣèkà fún yín yẹn kí ló túmọ̀ lè lo ohun wọn náà láti fi gbẹ̀tọ́ yín fún yín lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba why.
ìṣọ́ pé gbogbo ẹ̀bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ in favour of ọ̀tún àbí in favour of òsì wọ́n ti fún lówó ni kò ṣe ní sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ti gbogbo tí wọ́n ojú wọ́n ti fún lówó ni àti ìbí ẹni wípé òtí ẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọ́ tiẹ̀ tó lò àti ìbí ẹni pé ìlẹ́bí tó jìyà.
ẹ lọ́pọ̀lọ́ tẹ́ ẹ ló sà.
ṣàgbọ́n tó sọ ó ní àfi ìbẹ́ ni pé ẹ ní ọpọlọ tẹ́ ẹ rò àfi ìbẹ́ ni pé ẹ ní mọ̀lẹ́bí tẹ máa tọ́jú so ìjọba ló gbọ́dọ̀ máa fún yín ní owó tẹ máa fi tọ́jú mọ̀lẹ́bí yín ìjọba ló gbọ́dọ̀ máa fún yín ní owó tẹ máa fi sọ̀pọ́ọ̀tì mọ̀lẹ́bí yín ìjọba orí ìjọba Nàìjíríà lẹ gbé owó tẹ máa fi sọ̀pọ́ọ̀tì ara yín owó tẹ máa fi jẹun owó tẹ máa fi ṣe gbogbo kan ó lè sọ pé ìjọba ẹjọ́ ẹ bá wa sí ilé iṣẹ́ kékeré kan ká máa ṣiṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀ bó tẹ̀ pẹ́ máa fún wa sálárì ń bẹ̀ kẹ́ máa ti bẹ̀ fún wa sálárì lóṣooṣù ó lè sọ yẹn so ìjọba ẹ̀yin náà wà lára àwọn tẹ́ gbé bùkátà yín ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wo fíìmù àwọn olórí burúkú yìí mo rò pé ẹ̀yin wo gbogbo wọn ẹ̀yin kan máa ń bì kan tó yẹ pé ẹjọ́ sátẹ̀dẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ àjọkọ̀ báyìí wọ́n ti sọ fún yín pé irọ́ ni o irọ́ ẹ wá wo irọ́ kí ló ń wo irọ́ fún èèyàn sọ fún ẹ pé irọ́ ni tó ń ṣe o lè jókòó tí ó ń wò lọ́bì dúdú bìí sí ni kí lè ń wo fíìmù àwọn olórí burúkú yìí fún àwọn èèyàn àwọn àgbààgbà tó ti ṣe fíìmù tó fi kọ́ àwa lọ́gbọ́n gbà kan wọ́n ti lọ bí táwọn àgbà ń lọ àwọn èèyàn tá a máa ń wò bí yẹ bí celebrity gbà kan wọ́n ti lọ àwọn ilé àwọn ṣàngolo ní gbogbo wọn pápátá àwọn yẹ̀yẹ́ British ṣàngolo àwọn yẹ̀yẹ́ British ṣàgò ní gbogbo wọn ṣàgò ní wọn tí lè ń wo kí ni wọ́n fún àwọn atọrọjẹ bambiala àwọn bambiala ẹjọ ṣẹlú kò sọ pé tó bá jáde pẹ̀lú ara ẹ̀ gíọ́gíọ́ tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ fún ìjọba kì í ṣe ìbú bàbá ẹ dákun ẹ bá wa ṣe ìkọ́ báyìí abẹ̀yìn ni a ṣe é ó ṣe é ṣe kó má rántí ó ṣe é ṣe kó má mọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tó bá tún rí o pé ara àwọn tí mo máa ń sọ̀pọ̀tì mi mà lélẹ̀ ó ṣe é ṣe.
So be like say, hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry, I'm just pausing it for now. Because I know Kwakwaso is on Arise News. Let's see. 1 second, let me pull that up. I need to stream that. Arise. Let's see.
If you're thinking about selling your house, but the whole process feels like a nightmare, listen to this.
The two of them who were arrested by the Department of State Services, the DSS, and arraigned in September 2025, accused of orchestrating some of Nigeria's most notorious terrorist operations, including the 2022 attack on the Nigerian Army's Wawa cantonment in Kanji, the Kuje Correctional Center, jailbreak that freed more than 600 inmates, and a string of high-profile kidnappings and attacks on critical national infrastructure. Prosecutors also alleged that the suspect received specialized training in weapons handling, improvised explosive devices, and guerrilla warfare
any moment
in terrorist
now,
camps across Libya
they will
and
come
Mali
back.
before coordinating terrorist networks operating within and outside Nigeria. The guilty plea comes nearly a year after the National Security Advisor Nuhu Badu announced the arrest of the two men, describing them as the leader and deputy leader of Ansaru and among Nigeria's most wanted terrorism suspects. Security authorities say the commanders maintain operational link.
Tó bá ti wá sọ yẹn ṣó yẹ ìtàn fíṣẹ̀ sáàpù ni o wàá wá lọ gbé Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu wàá wá lọ àá gbé ìkáwọ́ tiẹ̀ náà.
now to
ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ lòkò òyìnbó ló rà kóra lòkò òyìnbó kóra lòkò kọ́ńtìrì kankan brand new tó yá ní ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ lòkò òyìnbó ló rà kóra lòkò òyìnbó kóra lòkò kọ́ńtìrì.
The so-called activists, are you saying we don't know what is happening? For one reason or the other, you say
okay.
For one thing or the other.
So Kwakwaso is coming up soon on channels. We're going to switch. But let's just listen to this in the meantime.
Ó ní gbogbo wọn tó yẹ̀yẹ́ British gbogbo àwọn làwọn ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ látòkè ṣẹ́gbọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin fẹ́ ṣe ń wo fíìmù wọn ẹ wá jẹ́ yín níta àwọn ilé fi ayé yín play game ni table tennis wọ́n jọ ń gba yín tíra wọn báyìí bó ló ṣe bá gba yín báyìí àwọn náà gba yín kí lè ń wo fíìmù wọn fún kí ló tó lè lo táìmù láti fi wá nǹkan tó lè ṣe fún ara yẹn kí ló tó lè lo táìmù láti lọ fi wáṣẹ́ tó máa kọ́ kí lè ń wo fíìmù àwọn olórí burúkú wọ̀nyí fún àwòkọ́ṣe rere wo lẹ rí lára àwọn olórí burúkú yìí àwòkúdè wo lẹ rí lára wọn àwòkọ́ṣe rere wo lẹ rí tálẹ̀ lè fáyé wọn tọrọ nínú gbogbo wọn ètò pọnmi síkùn
ètò rọmi ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ sídi rọmi ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ sídi èyí lẹ́yìn tiẹ̀ ó rọmi ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ sẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ ní tiẹ̀ ni èwo lẹ lè fayé ẹ̀tọ́rọ èwo ló máa ń jà fún yín èwo ló ń jà fún yín tó ń gbẹ̀tọ́ yín fún yín lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba yes ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n bó ṣe kóra wọn jọ láti máa fi ṣèkà fún yín yẹn kí ló tún wọn lè lo ohun wọn náà láti fi gbẹ̀tọ́ yín fún yín lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba why
notable sọ pé gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ ti sọ̀rọ̀ in favour of ọ̀tún àbí in favour of òsì wọ́n ti fún lówó ni kò ṣe ní sọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n ojú wọ́n ti fún lówó ni àti ìbí ẹni wípé o tiẹ̀ lọ́pọlọ tiẹ̀ tó lò àti ìbí ẹni pé kò lẹ́bí tó ń jìyà.
ẹ lọ́pọlọ tẹ́ ẹ ló sà.
ṣàgbọ́n tó sọ ó ní àfi ìbẹ́ ni pé ẹ ní ọpọlọ tẹ́ ẹ rò àfi ìbẹ́ ni pé ẹ ní mọ̀lẹ́bí tẹ́ máa tọ́jú so ìjọba ló gbọ́dọ̀ máa fún yín ní owó tẹ́ máa fi tọ́jú mọ̀lẹ́bí yín ìjọba ló gbọ́dọ̀ máa fún yín ní owó tẹ́ máa fi sọ̀pọ́ọ̀tì mọ̀lẹ́bí yín ìjọba orí ìjọba Nàìjíríà lẹ gbé owó tẹ́ máa fi sọ̀pọ́ọ̀tì ara yín owó tẹ́ máa fi jẹun owó tẹ́ máa fi ṣe gbogbo kan ó lè sọ pé ìjọba ẹjọ́ ẹ bá wa sí ilé iṣẹ́ kékeré kan ká máa ṣiṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀ kí bó tẹ̀ pẹ́ máa fún wa ń sálárì bẹ̀ kẹ́ máa ti bẹ̀ fún wa ń sálárì lóṣooṣù ó lè sọ yẹn so ìjọba èyí náà wà lára àwọn tẹ́ gbé bùkátà yín ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wo fíìmù àwọn olórí burúkú yìí mo rò pé ẹ̀yin wo gbogbo wọn ẹ̀yin kan wà ń bì kan tó yẹ pé ẹjọ́ sátẹ̀dẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ àjẹkọ̀ báyìí wọ́n ti sọ fún yín pé irọ́ ni o irọ́ ẹ wá wo irọ́ kí ló ń wo irọ́ fún èèyàn sọ fún yín pé irọ́ ni tó ń ṣe ó dẹ̀ jókòó tí ó ń wò lọ́bì tìjú bìí dìísì ni kí lẹ̀ ń wo fíìmù àwọn olórí burúkú yìí fún àwọn èèyàn àwọn àgbààgbà tó ti ṣe fíìmù tó ti kọ́ àwa lọ́gbọ́n gbà kan wọ́n ti lọ bí táwọn àgbà ń lọ àwọn èèyàn tá a máa ń wò bíi celebrity gbà kan wọ́n ti lọ àwọn ilé àwọn ṣàngolo ní gbogbo wọn pápátá àwọn yẹ̀yẹ́ British ṣàngolo àwọn yẹ̀yẹ́ British ṣàngolo ní gbogbo wọn ṣàngolo ni wọ́n tí lẹ́ ń wo kí ni wọ́n fún àwọn atọrọjẹ bambiala àwọn bambiala ẹjọ ṣẹ́rù kò sọ pé tó bá jáde pẹ̀lú ara ẹ̀ gíọ́gíọ́ tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ fún ìjọba kì í ṣe ìbú bàbá ẹ dákun ẹ bá wa ṣe ìkọ́ báyìí abẹ̀yìn ni a ṣe é ó ṣe é ṣe kó má rántí ó ṣe é ṣe kó má mọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tó bá tún rí o pé ara àwọn tí mo máa ń sọ̀pọ̀tì mi mà lélẹ̀ ó ṣe é ṣe kó gbọ́n tẹ̀ sọ ó ṣe é ṣe kó débi tó ti ṣe handkerchief lásán iléeṣẹ́ yẹn ló ṣí sílẹ̀ Yorùbá a máa rí lọ́ka sí Bọ́lá ló ṣí iléeṣẹ́ yìí ó tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà ọmọ Yorùbá 100 péré ló ṣiṣẹ́ ibi tó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ handkerchief wọn kò sẹ́ni tó máa ṣépè fún wọn ní at least nígbà tó di president ó tiẹ̀ fi owó Nàìjíríà dá iléeṣẹ́ sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ó ṣe kò ṣe èèyàn bíi 100 ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ níbẹ̀ kò sọ́kọ́ so ó tẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn pé kí Bọ́lá máa kówó fún ẹ kó máa fi owó Nàìjíríà ṣe palliative kó há owó lé wa lọ́wọ́ ní ìsìn àwọn sáàní family ni orí Nàìjíríà náà ló gbé family ẹ sí kòkàkòkà làpárò ńkẹ́ ológo pass ológo jọ̀hún oníṣẹ́ tó ti ń ṣe kúràwọ̀ ẹ̀ tó délé ayé kò padà ká fún ẹ bambi àlà ni tó kù fún ẹ tó máa ṣe fún oore ìgbẹ̀yìn tó kù tó máa ṣe fún ẹ náà ni pé kọ́ rán ẹ dà sínú wíbẹ̀rù kọ́ tì ẹ bí ọmọ láńkẹ́ wá sórí social media tó kù nù kọ́ rán ẹ dà sínú wíbẹ̀rù kọ́ tì ẹ bí ọmọ láńkẹ́ wá bá wa ń bí ẹ ṣàánú rẹ o wọ́n fẹ́ fá ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ tó rọ ọmọ ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ sí wọ́n fẹ́ fẹ́ lànà ẹ ṣàánú rẹ o ẹ pọ̀n tó fi ń jókòó tó fi ń rojọ́ tó fi ń ṣe chop chain tó fi ń parọ́ fáwọn èèyàn wọ́n fẹ́ rẹ o ẹ bá wa sọ̀pọ̀tì rẹ̀ nítòkù ẹkù nìyẹn sì nítòkù ẹkù nìyẹn níbi tó ti ń ṣe orí burúkú o lè sòdodo kò sẹ́ni kò tẹ́lẹ̀ sọ pé bàbá yìí ó ti ẹ̀jà fún wa àwọn ló jà fún wa tàbí rí ìkànnì gbà lọ́wọ́ ìjọba kọ́ máa fún yín lọ́wọ́ ẹni fámìlì tó ìjọba ni kó máa tọ́jú fámìlì tiẹ̀ tó bá tọ́jú fámìlì sọ gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà níjọba máa tọ́jú ẹ̀ ló máa tọ́jú alẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan so ó ń jà fúnra ẹ̀ kò rí ìdàtí jà fún ọmọ Nàìjíríà ìwọ tó bá ń wò mí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tó bá sì ń wo fíìmù ẹni tó ń jẹ́ kò sọ́kọ́ yìí ikú òjijì ló máa pa ẹ́ ìwọ lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin tá bá sì ń wo fíìmù tí kò sọ́kọ́ bá wà ẹ̀ lọ ìyà inú òṣì inú ìyà ni ìran rẹ máa kú sí.
mo rò bóyá kí n gbá correct that's not correct àfi kí gbogbo wa ká farabalẹ̀.
ṣe ti gbọ́.
èmi kò yẹ sọ.
ìjàgbọ́ kí gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà kí gbogbo wa farabalẹ̀ ó ń sọ náà rẹ̀ ń gbọ̀n ni òun náà mọ̀ ìpè tó ń sọ yìí irọ́ ló ń pa àfi kí gbogbo wa farabalẹ̀ fún kíni yẹn ká farabalẹ̀ fún kíni ó yá káwájú.
ìyá ìṣepọ̀ yìí tíjọba ọkàn lè kó owó kọ́ pé gbogbo wa ní bọ̀ǹkù.
ìjàgbọ́ bí ìyá ìṣepọ̀ yìí ó mọ̀ pé ìyá pọ̀ bí ìyá ìṣepọ̀ yìí kí ló dé ìjọba ò lè kó owó kó kún fún wa ní bọ̀ǹkù ṣé Bọ́lá Ahmed tó bá ní Bọ́lá o láti gbọ́ tó ti di president Nàìjíríà o pé èní ni Bọ́lá di president Nàìjíríà ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ máa gbọ́ o 220 million ọmọ Nàìjíríà ṣé Bọ́lá lè há owó fún gbogbo wa kó máa wọ́ owó bọ̀ǹkù fún gbogbo citizen of Nigeria it is possible no
ìmọ̀ràn tí ẹ̀wẹ̀ iná ẹ̀wọ̀ ẹni tó bá rí ìsìn wọ́n á ní àgbàlagbà ni ọmọdé kódà ọmọ pamadi wà ní brain dúró eléyìí ẹ wo irú àwọn tó ń ṣe fíìmù tí gbogbo wa ń wò táwọn wò ń gbà yẹn pé àwọn fíìmù irú àwọn tó pa brain àwa gan nígbà kan ní tabaríkà wò irú àwọn bàbá olórí burúkú irú jíjẹrẹjẹrẹdẹ jíjẹ ẹlẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ pọfupọ́fù ẹlẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ dábúrẹ́dì fún ó wà lára àwọn tó pa brain àwọn ọmọ àwa citizen of Nigeria ńgbà kan ó wà lára wọn pẹ̀lú irọ́ kí Bọ́lá máa há owó fún gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà èèyàn mélòó ni Bọ́lá fẹ́ há owó fún ṣé owó yá ni solution ṣé kó máa fi owó Nàìjíríà ṣe palliative ṣé òun ni solution Nàìjíríà no no kò ń ṣe òun ni solution ó ò lè sọ pé bàbá ẹ bá wa dá iléeṣẹ́ bó tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé bí ọ̀nà bíi méjì sílẹ̀ Yorùbá kẹrìndínlọ́dọ́ bí ọ̀nà méjì náà sílẹ̀ Yíbò kẹrìndínlọ́dọ́ bí ọ̀nà méjì náà sílẹ̀ Haúsá ó lè sọ yẹn àbí kò tiẹ̀ gbà fúnlẹ̀ Yorùbá pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọn Yorùbá ní orúkọ Yorùbá èdè Yorùbá ló fi ń lu jìbìtì èdè Yorùbá ló fi ń scam èdè Yorùbá ló fi ń gbá wa ẹ lọ wo ó ti jáde fake film orúkọ Yorùbá ló ń lò èdè Yorùbá ló ń sọ tó fi ń dù wá tó fi ń du rímù sí wa lẹ́sẹ̀ kó má lè jà fún wa kán máa há owó ṣé tí Bọ́lá bá jókòó pé òun fẹ́ háwó fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nìkan ṣó lè háwó fún gbogbo wa tán mo bèrè ni tí Bọ́lá bá ní kó máa há owó fún gbogbo citizen ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nìkan kó fẹ́ máa há owó fún wa lójúlé o yàrá sí yàrá ṣó lè há tán why doing this why ní mọ̀nà rere kankan kò sí ọpọlọ kankan lórí yín gbogbo tó wà lórí orí ẹ̀kọ́ orí òfin ló kò sí kankan bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ wà lára àwọn tó gba brain àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà jẹ́.
Sherry Queen adúpẹ́ pé gbogbo wọn ti ń jáde iṣẹ́ kan tí Bọ́lá ń ṣe fún wa lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ni pé gbogbo àwọn tá a gbójú okùn lé àrò pé èèyàn gidi ni wọ́n ó ń bá wa tì wọ́n síta pé ìwọ̀nba ògo tó wà lára ẹ̀ bọ́ síta wá bá yá rẹ̀ jẹ́ so ó dàbí gbogbo wọn ṣe ń jáde because bàbá òfò burúkú yẹn tó ń sọ kàtìkàtì lẹ́nu ó jókòó síbẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n yọ sọ́bsidì àwọn èèyàn ra epo níye tán rà yẹn ó dẹ̀ ní ìwọ náà ní fámìlì tó jìyà so fámìlì ẹ̀ bó ṣe ń jìyà yẹn ó ti tẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn káwọn á bẹ ìwọ̀nba tó bá gbà lọ́wọ́ Bọ́lá kí wọn náà pín fún wọn ó ti tẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn tẹ́ ń jáde tẹ́ ṣẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ bíi tẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù tẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ nǹkan tó kàn nínú láìfù yín àwọn ọmọ wọn dẹ̀ rí wọn ò dẹ̀ lé bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ pé bàbá ṣáyọ̀ mọ́ ṣe ń ṣe nǹkan ti wọ̀ fún yín gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì náwó bá ṣe ń náwó yẹn wọ́n ra yacht wọ́n ra private jet wọ́n ra SUV ìyàwó pẹ́sidẹ̀ntì wọn ta ó ní òun máa fáwọn women leader ní mọ́tò fún state kọ̀ọ̀kan ẹ̀dẹ̀ sì ń jáde láti support irú àwọn èèyàn báyìí ṣáwọn ẹ̀wò ọ̀nà ti sọ ọmọdé tó rẹ́gbà níta tó ní àgbà ẹ fún mi láàdvice kò mọ̀ bóyá ó ya wèrè dàgbà ní because ọmọdé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ náà ló padà di àgbà àṣẹ so àṣírí wọn ló ń tú lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan yẹn kún ẹ̀ ráìdọ̀n.
àwọn ẹ̀ máa fún máa yẹn jẹ lọ lórí burúkú ni.
ẹ ṣeun gan ni sà.
àbájẹ 280 million kó fún wa náà kò tó kó ní kálukú fowó ṣe kan rí.
ìjẹ́bọ́ bó tẹ̀ jẹ́ 280 million ìkàmà ní èkó sọ́kọ́ 280 million kó fún ọmọ Nàìjíríà kankan wọ́n láwọ̀ èèyàn wò ó rí pé kò sẹ́yìn kankan tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ tó sì máa jì kò sẹ́yìn kankan tó lè fún ẹ ní ìmọ̀ràn rere ṣé ẹ ti rí pé irú àwọn kò sọ́kọ́ ẹlẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ kọ́ ń bọ̀dù yìí ṣé ẹ rí pé irú wọn ló súnmọ́ Bọ́lá 280 million ok 280 million yẹn èèyàn ọmọ Nàìjíríà mélòó ni Bọ́lá fẹ́ ha fún mo bèrè ni ọmọ Nàìjíríà mélòó.
Okay, let's see if I can switch right now. Okay, let's see.
Senator Kwangoso joins us to address some of these pressing economic and security challenges and to respond to questions surrounding a lot of issues ahead of the 2027 elections. The vice presidential candidate of the NDC and former governor of Kano State, Senator Kwangoso, it's a pleasure having you on the program tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much indeed. Appreciate it. How did pairing up with Mr. Peter Obi, how did it come about? Is it something that you thought about, or he was the one who approached you?
Thank you very much, Sean. You know, before the 2023 election, we had a joint committee that was looking at his party, then Labour Party, and of course our party, the NPP then. And the committee was looking at our blueprints, was looking at the general politics of the country, and at the end of the day, it was suggested to us that the best way forward actually was for us to work together, especially after the 2023 election. And collectively, we looked at all that, and at the end of the day, we all accepted that.
Okay, great. Wait, were you even listening? You haven't taken a single note this entire meeting?
I'm actually listening better than I ever have. Let me share my screen. Do you see this? Everything we're saying is being transcribed in real.
To bring positive change to what we have today in the country. And at the end of the day, we realized that the best thing, the best way forward was to come together. And that was exactly what happened. And I want to say that I am so happy that today I am working together with His Excellency Peter Obi. And we are comparing notes, we are working together. And I'm happy to say that our party, the NDC, which has the leadership of His Excellency Dixon, we are working as a team, and so far so good. We are happy with what we are doing.
Is it you? Because at some point there are statements attributed to you that you said you will never deputize anyone. You want to be the president, and that has been your ambition. Is it your realization that it's a turn of the South, and that the fact that those who say Congress's eyes is on being president in 2031, so the game plan is you deputize Peter Obi, who says he's going to do 4 years, and then in 2031 you dovetail into becoming president. That's your game plan.
Maybe all of the above. I'm happy to say that even before the 2023, if you watch my interview, I said under that circumstance. Now, the circumstance of 2023 is completely different from the present circumstance, especially that now we have a president from the southern part of the country who is completing his term next year. And the circumstance has changed to the extent that together we felt that the presidency should go to the south for 4 years. Thereafter, it will come back to the north. And we believe that that should be the consensus of everybody in this country, so that we can move together as a family, both north and south. So that's the position.
So it's true those who think that Congress wants to be president in 2031, that's right.
Well, we
are the ultimate plan.
We are praying that all of us should see 2027 and of course 2031. And we will look at the circumstance and see what can be done. But by the grace of God, I believe our party, and of course my humble self and His Excellency Peter Obi, we have a short-term plan which we are executing now. And of course we also have our medium and long-term plans for the country. And that is what we are working on now.
So you agree when Mr. Peter Obi says, I'm going to do only 4 years. That is sacrosanct, isn't it?
Oh yes, I personally believe him. And I don't think, based on what I now know about him, will renege. I don't think he will change his mind when the time comes. And we are all gentlemen, even though we have accepted to put it even on paper.
You've signed it on the dotted line?
Yes. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
As a party or between you and Mr. Peter Obi?
Both. We have done one for the party, and we have done another one between the two of us.
What was the agreement between you and him?
Well, the agreement is what you said, that after 4 years, he will come and work together, team together as a party, as friends, brothers, and so on, and involve everybody to work together so that after his term, or our term, of 4 years, 2027 to 2031, then it comes back north, and that is the general agreement.
What changed your mind fundamentally about Peter Obi? What are the new things that you now know about him?
Now, you see, every day we are learning. even if you are 100 years old today, tomorrow definitely you will learn something. Something new will happen. And I'm happy to say that before the 2023 election, I believe I knew a lot about Peter Obi and many other senior politicians in this country. But based on what we started discussing, and of course, based on what our joint committee was bringing to us, I believe I know much more than I knew before the 2023 election. Now I know that Peter is a very serious politician. He has this country in mind. He is somebody that one can rely on, and so on and so forth. And our blueprint, the ones he has and the one that we have, when we compare it, with just few adjustments, we realize that we have a similar vision and mission for the country. So that's why it was very easy for us to come and work together as a family.
So what is this Peter Obi's vision? Why should any Nigerian consider an Obi Kwankwanso ticket?
Well, you see, in some countries, you need to go to the laboratory to discover the issues. But in Nigeria, you have heaps of issues everywhere. Our main concern today is the security in the country. You could see that in recent years, we have seen the insecurity mainly in the south and the northeast. It moved into the northwest, north central. Now it is migrating into the southern part of the country, which is most unfortunate. Now, collectively, we believe that as determined people, as people who have enough energy, as people who are competent and, of course, capable of handling issues, the first issue we believe we should tackle is the issue of insecurity in this country. There are other issues, of course, the issue of economy itself, the issue of infrastructure that have decayed over the years in this country. We have the issue of education, which both of us accept that is a very serious issue, because we all believe that no country cannot move forward without good quality education to all its citizens. We can go on and on and on. Of course, we need to work together with the international communities, our friends, our brothers that are outside the country. We need to work to get together with our young men and women in the diaspora. We need to work with everybody, and that is the only way we believe we can move this country forward.
So there are those supporters of the Obi Kwankwanso ticket who says, having led the banking, a bank in Nigeria, Peter Obi's focus will be mostly on the economy. And having been a minister of defense, Kwankwanso will focus on security. Have you and Peter Obi agreed on that sharing of roles and duties? Is that how you want to run it?
Well, we are working on that, but mainly we accepted that we should work.
California needs a permanent fix to this wildfire crisis. The state's Fair Plan insurance rates are increasing as much as 200%, while billboard lawyers take huge cuts.
The economy itself. So we are going to work together as a family, and we are also going to involve as many experts, technocrats as possible across the country, so that together we can sort out all the issues that we see, not only see them being tackled, but of course getting even worse by the day.
Do you have an answer to insecurity problems?
Of course, the answers are there, and mainly we have taken so much from our blueprint of 2023 election. You see, security It's everybody's business. We will involve everybody in terms of information. Of course, we will look at the military and other security agencies in terms of training and retraining. So also the kitting, munitions, and welfare of the military themselves. And even under the circumstance, many of us are even worried that as it stands today, we don't see any reason why we should be in this total mess.
But what would you say is the answer? As a former two-term governor, as a former minister, that those who think you might have a clue, if there is one thing that you do to stop these killings and to nip these crises in the bud, what would you do?
Now, I think the first thing is the political will. That's the key. And once that is established, and once you have a knowledge of what to do, even in terms of your relationship with the military itself, and of course the general public, in terms of mobilizing them, in terms of giving them confidence to say what they know. You see, all these things that are happening today, if you go to localities, those places that these insecurities are happening, I can tell you, people know almost everything. They know their locations, they know the names of all those involved, and so on and so forth. But what is happening now, many of the communities are even afraid to go forward and tell the security agencies or agents of what is actually happening, because many of them have done that in the past, and of course they did not enjoy it. So we will give people confidence. We will work with the people, even the terrorists and of course the criminals themselves, to see what can be done really to discourage their action.
So you will have talks with the terrorists?
Of course, we will talk.
You will sit down with them?
We will talk to everybody. And of course, if there is any issue that will require the services of the military or other security agencies, I can tell you, we will be very happy to do it.
Is there something that this government is doing wrong in tackling security?
Well, of course, I am not an insider. I am one of you, one of all other Nigerians who are only seeing what the results are really. But from the results, you can conclude that there are certain things that the authorities should do and they are not doing, or should not do and they are doing. Now, like I told you, we want to see the commander-in-chief who has the political will really to come out and tackle the issue of insecurity.
So is there something specific that you think that the commander-in-chief, who is President Bola Tinubu, should be doing that he's not doing? Is there anything specific?
Well, specifically, like I said, I'm not an insider. I'm not sure of the details. But I can assure you, if there is going to be a very serious directive, of course, after doing all the homework, all the groundwork for the military, and I can assure you at this point that the military, Nigerian military, as far as I can remember, are capable people. They are well trained locally and internationally. And for me, I have not seen any reason why they should not be well kitted. Well, I don't see why actually they should not have enough munitions and all other requirements to defeat the terrorists and other criminals that we have today. So the key thing is for the man at the top really to understand the issues and come out with full force to give targets to ensure that all these things are stopped. And I believe it's very, very possible. You mobilize, you take certain areas, make sure the whole place is combed, all the places are being cleared, and then you move to the other side of the country, and so on and so forth. So, of course, there are many strategic things. The military themselves, I'm sure, should know better. And my thinking is they must be advising them of what to do, whether they are doing it or not.
So you have the answer to insecurity problem?
Oh, certainly, certainly.
Peter Obi,
amazing.
This is Samsung Micro RGB Color. Microscopic lights create colors never before possible, and I look magnificent.
The thinking is they must be advising them of what to do, whether they are doing it or not.
So you have the answer to insecurity problem.
Oh, certainly.
Peter Obi, Crown Council wins the election.
By the grace
insecurity
of
will be a
God,
thing of the past.
I can tell you that when Buhari was elected that time, I was in APC in 2015, because of the confidence people had on him, many things have started to take good shape. The issue of corruption, you find even on the roads, everybody was afraid to collect anything. You find even the Naira was appreciating just because of the confidence of the incoming president. Electricity improved. Many other things improved to the extent that people had confidence that when Buhari came, things would positively change. Unfortunately, when he came in, he did close to nothing for almost 6 months or more. Ministers know nothing, and everybody in the country realized that the government was not serious. And this thing not only came back, they even became even worse than he inherited. Now, we will not do that. Day one, we will start the action. And the good thing is all of us, I mean the two of us, have got a history of action. We are people who would start day one doing the right thing to the extent that some of these things, maybe even before we were sworn in, things will change for the better.
Why did you change your mind at some point? You were this close to joining APC. You were staying at the villa. You were supposed to be the SGF. There are a lot of talks around you joining. You had talks with President Bola Tinubu, but it does look like some of your people in Kano they don't want you to come to the APC. Who exactly was stopping you or who didn't want you to come to go into the APC?
No, I don't think there was any plan for me to join APC.
So it was never a part of the talks with the president?
I know from the beginning of the administration, the president, being a good friend of mine, of course, former colleague, we were a colleague many times in the National Assembly in 1992-93, and of course when we were governors in 1999, and even when we were forming the APC itself, we worked together hand in hand over the last 3 decades and a half. So we know ourselves. Of course, he made efforts to work together, but it was not to leave my party, then the NNPP, to join, but to work together to make this country a better place for everybody. But for whatever reason, it didn't work out. That arrangement didn't work out. I was in.
But I understand they were offering you Minister of Education.
Well, there are many proposals at that particular time, but I think that was history. Now I am in NDC. He is now in APC, and all our names have been uploaded. Our names are in INEC now, so we are just waiting for the time of campaign, and we look at things and see how they move.
Senator Kwankwaso, do you think that you and Peter Obi can beat Bola Tinubu and Shettima?
You go to the Wuse Market and Sabangari in Kano, and even go to Ibadan. I'm not even talking of the southeast or south-south. You see, this 2027 election, I think a lot of surprises will spring up.
In your favor or against
and
you?
Of course, in favor of the NDC.
You think that Peter Obi and yourself will win the election?
Yes.
The reason why I'm asking this question, Ram, is because there are those who say you are a one-state politician. The figures are saying so. Look at the figures. You had 997,279 votes in Kano, followed by Kaduna 92,000, Bauchi 72,000, Jigawa 98,000, Katsina 69,000, Kebbi 49,000, Zamfara 4,000, Sokoto 1,300. You are fundamentally, by the figures, a northern politician. That is what the figures is saying. Nearly 2/3 of your total national votes come from Kano State, underscoring the strength of Kwankwasia. And there are those who think that Kwankwasia out of Kano doesn't have the weight. With this,
how do you think that you can assail, politically speaking, in the election in 2027? Well, if anybody calls me Kano and only Kano, I feel very happy, because Kano is one state that is consisting of many states. It's not one state. Now you are talking of northern Nigeria. Northern Nigeria has more than 50% of the registered voters. So if you call me a northern politician, I'm so happy about it. Now, by any standard, anybody must call Peter Obi, let's say, southern politician. So if he is bringing his side and I'm bringing my side, which other side is remaining? Which one is outside this two? So, Kano politician, I like it. It's good. And let me tell you, Sean, in 2023 election, we had a lot of campaigns, negative campaigns, that Konkoso is a good material. He can be a good president. That's even what our opponents were saying. But at that time, they said I had no political structure, I had no this, I will not even election. Therefore, our voters, especially in the north, were being discouraged to come out and vote. And because of the circumstance, one of that election, we had many issues. It was cashless. We're happy about that because our politics was not based on money. But actually, our party at that time had no real structure, because most of our chairmen and other officials of our parties in various states have been there since, I think, 2000 or 2001. And they are only supporting governors at that particular time. Some of them were special advisors, some were contractors, and so on and so forth. So instead of supporting their party, which they didn't believe in, they were just supporting the sitting governors in their various states. So we had quite a number of issues. But now I can tell you, our merger, our coming together with Peter Obi and His Excellency Dixon and many other senior politicians across the country has made our party very strong and powerful, to the extent that I believe today we are the major opposition party in this country. And look at it, this party started operating early this year. And just recently, my humble self and Peter Obi joined the party. And because of the Konkosia movement, the young men and women, and of course the obedience coming together, we were able to boost the party to the extent that wherever you go in this country, even at the remotest village or villages, you find our presence, you find our supporters. And our supporters are not just merely people who are looking for money or who are looking for textile or food items on the day of election. These are people who are determined not only to vote, but to make sure that the votes are being protected.
Give me a moment, Senator Kwankwaso. There are allegations on this program that you are a lightweight, you're a featherweight with Peter Obi in Kano, and that you have been warned not, that you will not be supported in Kano if you pair up with Peter Obi. That's Ali Modusheri, and I'll allow you to respond to those allegations when we return from this break. Turn a second, everyone.
Oh my God, nicely said. Sorry guys, I didn't know this was covering the...
Across Nigeria, roads are improving, communities are growing, and development is reaching...
See the propaganda when they push. Development is... You see the ugly cultish logo that they have. Oh my God, Kwankwaso is giving me joy. Great responses. Absolutely great. Let's go back to...
ẹ̀yin bàbá rédèrèdè yìí àdéhùn fíìmù yín èèyàn lápè yín àmọ̀pẹ́ kákísà sọ́run ni. àìrànkọ lásán.
Interlude.
ṣéjọba lè máa pín owó fún wa ni.
Lẹ́tí ìjọba ò lè bá pín owó fún wa sọ pín owó fún wa bó ṣe ń fi bíjọba bí Bọ́lá Ahmed ṣe ń fi owó Nàìjíríà ṣe palliative yẹn ó tẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn ó wù ẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ àbí
wọ́n máa pa àbí.
Bí Tinubu ṣe ń fi owó Nàìjíríà tó fi ṣe palliative yẹn tó ń pín bí ẹni lé àkàrà bí ẹni lé pọfupọ́ọ̀fù bí ẹni lé búrẹ́dì yẹn ó wù ẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí ìkànnì ní kankan tó lè fún nímọ̀ràn bí orúkọ ẹ pé ẹ̀yin olóṣèlú ẹ dákun election tí ń bọ̀ táwọn ìgbà tó máa ń ní ìdíwà rèé táwọn ìgbà táwọn olóṣèlú máa ń ní ìdíwà rèé ẹ jẹ́ ká pariwo pé bàbá ẹ bá wa dá iléeṣẹ́ pure water sílẹ̀ bó jẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ pure water ni bó jẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ lórúkọ àwọn olóṣèlú ni kí àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù tí wọ́n mú owó wọn tí wọ́n mú àágùn wọn tí wọ́n fi wo fake film tẹ́ ìṣe jáde kọ́ máa rí nǹkan ṣiṣẹ́ kọ́ máa rí ibi tíṣẹ́ kọ́ máa rí ibi jí lọ ẹ bá wa dá iléeṣẹ́ tó fi ṣe tíṣù ó jẹ́ tíṣù tó fi kun imú lásán ẹ bá wa dá sílẹ̀ káwọn èèyàn máa rí ibi tí ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́n lè máa rówó wo fake film tẹ́ ìṣe jáde kò sí ìmọ̀ràn tó lè fún wọn so tó bá pín owó torí pé mọ̀ pé owó tó bá ń pín kò lè ẹ́fà lọ́dọ̀ mẹ̀kúnnù ọ̀dọ̀ yín ló máa dé owó tó bá ń pín kò lè ẹ́fà lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọmọ lákàrà ọwọ́ ọmọ onítòmátọ́sì ọwọ́ ọmọ láta ó ti mọ̀ pé ọ̀dọ̀ yín náà ló máa dé dúró àbí àwọn onílẹ̀ ó máa dá ẹlẹ́jọ́ ibi jíde ẹlẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ pọfupọ́fù àwọn tó nílé ayé máa ṣẹ́bi ilé lórí wọn máa gbé ẹgbẹ́ gùn ẹ lè jà fún wa kò sẹ́ni bọ̀ tó lè jà fún wa gbogbo àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù tó ń wo fíìmù tó ń wo fake fíìmù yín ẹ lè jáde kẹjà fún wa ó gbà mí lójú ti fún yín òwò ni kò máa há owó kò máa fowó Nàìjíríà kò máa fi ṣe palliative kò máa há owó bẹ́ẹ̀ ní há búrẹ́dì kò máa há owó bẹ́ẹ̀ ní há iṣu ṣèkan rere nìyẹn jíde ẹlẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ pọfupọ́fù ẹlẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ já búrẹ́dì fún ṣèkan rere nìyẹn mo béèrè.
àbájẹ 280 million kó fún ọmọ ọkọ̀ kó ní bá kó fowó ṣe nǹkan rí.
ṣàgbọ́n bó tẹ̀ jẹ́ bó tún 20 million ni kó adé yín lọ́wọ́ so tó bá adé yín lọ́wọ́ ṣó lè dán òòró ta àwọn ọmọ ìyá láta àwọn ìyá onítòmátòsì àwọn ìyá oníbúrẹ́dì òòró títí wọn ṣó lè dọ́dọ̀ gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà ṣó lè dọ́dọ̀ gbogbo citizen of Nigeria tí Bọ́lá bá ń fojoojúmọ́ ayé tó fi ń há owó láti 4 years tí Bọ́lá ti di president yẹn tó bá náà fẹ́ máa há owó fún gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà lẹ́yìn kọ̀ọ̀kan ṣó lè kárí gbogbo wa tọ́dún mẹ́rin máa fi pé ìkànnì Jídé ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ pọfupọ́fù ìkànnì wọ́n á padà wá tọrọ owó fún bí ẹ tó rí wíbẹ̀rù wá tọrọ owó fún ọlọ́run social media yìí ni gbogbo yìí bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ lẹ́rẹ́ fún wa nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà wọn ẹ tọrọ bára gbẹ̀yìn ayé yìí ni.
ẹ̀yin àti àwọn àgbàgbà nínú industry ẹ pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn tó gbé wọn endorse Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu.
sí propaganda channel.
ṣàgbọ́ ó ti mọ ibi tó fẹ́ lọ ẹ wà
channel
just dey Jídé ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ pọfupọ́fù ó sì lè jáde síta kó wá sọ̀rọ̀ nígbà tí kan ò gbọ́ràn ìgbà tí kan gbọ́ràn gì ní Nàìjíríà ó lè jáde síta pé bàbá gbogbo kan gbọ́ràn gì o kí ló dé ojú ẹ Jídé kò sọkọ ni wọ́n ti ń ta tarodo ẹyọkan ní 500 naira ojú ẹ Jídé ni wọ́n ti ń ta tomatoes ẹyọkan ní 500 naira ó ẹ gbà jáde rí pé bàbá mo wà lára àwọn tó campaign fún yín pé kan di president ẹ bá wa wá nǹkan ṣe sí Jídé ilé ayé ló wà nígbà tí Bọ́lá Ahmed yọ subsidy ó jáde kó o gbé ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ ṣọ́ọ̀bù kó o gbé kó o jáde bó lè jẹ́ pé o máa wá kí lórúkọ ẹ̀ katakata ni àbí tírélà tó bá bẹ́ẹ̀ gbé ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ jáde ó wá nígbà náà kó o gbé gbogbo ara ẹ̀ kí o jáde kó o wá rògbò orí burúkú àwọn èèyàn ń wò ẹ́ ẹni tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ́sọ̀ lọ́wọ́ ó mọ̀ ìpò wà lára àwọn ọ̀bàyéjẹ́ wọ́n lẹ̀ lókùn pa ni òkúta máa fi pa ẹ̀jẹ̀ ní ayé Jídé pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ burúkú tẹ̀ ń ṣe ẹ máa ṣe fíìmù jáde ìyá mi máa jọ wọn mẹ̀kúnnù lọ́wọ́ fíìmù yín kẹ́ má lè jà fúnlẹ̀ Yorùbá lẹ fi ń kọ fíìmù kẹ́ má lè jà fún wa bàbá ẹ wá ṣe kan sílẹ̀ Yorùbá lórúkọ àwọn eléré káwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà káwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá rí kọ́ tiẹ̀ rí bí iṣẹ́ lọ kó jẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ tó ti ṣe dollar slippers kó jẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ tó ti ṣe pépà tó ti ṣe ìwé lásán ẹ lè sọ lórúkọ ara yín ó wà lára wọn ó wá ní o mọ̀ pé ibi tó ń lọ nìyẹn tó rò pé àwọn èèyàn máa wò yín ni à ń wò yín ó kù díẹ̀ ká gbé ẹ sínú wíbẹ̀rù tó máa gbé ẹ tọrọ owó lórí social media díẹ̀ ló kù Bọ́lá ò ní rí ọ̀rí ẹ mọ́ gbà náà Bọ́lá ò ní rí ọ̀rí ẹ mọ́ Jídé ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ kẹ́rùkẹ́rù Bọ́lá ò ní rí ẹ̀rí ẹ kò ní rí ọ̀rí yín mọ́.
ọlọ má sọ wẹ náà bàbá tí ẹ ṣe nígbàgbọ́ nínú wọn sórí tí nǹkan bá yé yín.
máa wo bó ṣe é ṣe.
Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó yé gbogbo wa.
wọ́n ń bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ pé ṣóṣì nígbàgbọ́ nínú Bọ́lá Ahmed ó wá sọwọ́ bí olórí burúkú ló mú ní ìjòfò mú ní ìjàdánù tó fi ló ń yọ ló kì bọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n bá ṣe ra kí wọ́n ayé ibi ṣé ríǹgì lásà ó wá mú ríǹgì pàdánù tó gbé sọ́wọ́ òun kì sọ́wọ́ òun yọ òun fi sí òun kì sọ́wọ́ òun yọ ó wá ń gbọ́ra alára jábútẹ́bútẹ́ ẹlẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ jábúrẹ́dì fún ẹlẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ kẹrùkẹrù.
ẹ lè jà fún mẹ̀kúnnù kó má lè fẹ́ nìkan mú yín ó jáde ó tẹ̀ sọ pé mo dúró fún irọ́ kò possible mo wà lára àwọn tó kàfé fún ẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed nǹkan ògo ràn nǹkan ògo tírètì nǹkan òdá ní Nàìjíríà
olóṣì ààrẹ gbóra ni o ó ti fi kírìmù bára jẹ kírìmù ti bára jẹ.
lára gíọgíọ.
ọ̀nà jẹ́ kó yé gbogbo.
ẹ jẹ́ ká tap please ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ jẹ́ ká tap.
oníkàkú pẹ̀lú gbàgbọ́ ẹ̀ ìdí tiẹ̀ mú kí n dìtẹ̀ mímọ́.
oníkàlùkù pẹ̀lú gbàgbọ́ ẹ̀ bó tó wà lára àwọn tó fi ẹnu sílẹ̀tì yẹn tẹ́ fi ń dì sí fáwọn èèyàn. role model àwọn kan pè ní òmò ipá àwọn kan pè ní role model olúkálùkù ló ní tó bá ti dìgbà election lẹ́ẹ̀ma ní olúkálùkù ló ní opinion ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ ti gbà yí pé àwọn kan ń wòye gẹ́gẹ́ bí role model tẹ́ ń dì sí fún wọn tẹ́ ń parọ́ fún wọn ò wá ní ro títí wọn pé àwọn kan ń wò mí gẹ́gẹ́ bí role model tó yẹ pé tí ì bá sọ náà máa tẹ̀lé bàbá ẹ bá wa ṣe nǹkan tó dáa sí Nàìjíríà ẹ bá wa ṣe nǹkan tó dáa sílẹ̀ Yorùbá kò má lè sọ pé èmi gangan èmi lórúkọ mi èmi ni mo sọ fún Bọ́lá pé kó wá ṣe nǹkan báyìí sílẹ̀ Yorùbá kò má lè fọwọ́ ìgbáyà orí ojú tiẹ̀ ó wá mú rí ìjòrí burúkú tó fi sọ́wọ́ pàǹdà tó kì wọ́pọ̀ òun yọ òun kìsì níbi tójú gbà ẹ́ ti dé bó ṣe lọ ló ṣe bọ̀ same torí pé òórí nǹkan rere kankan tó lè rí tọ́ka sí pé tí Bọ́lá ṣe rìn for 4 years kálukú ló ní opinion ẹ̀ Bọ́lá ò lè rí kan pé at least mo ti ẹ̀dúpẹ́ tó yẹ kó máa sọ nínú question kan bí ẹlẹ́rìí ni pé o ti ẹ̀dúpẹ́ pé o wà lára àwọn inú ẹ̀ ń dùn pé o wà lára àwọn tó kàpé fún Bọ́lá tí Bọ́lá fi di president ó nìyẹn ó ṣe kò ṣe ó gbé kò bẹ́ẹ̀ at least ó ṣe kan báyìí at least ó ṣe kan báyìí at least ó ṣe kan báyìí nothing to show nothing to offer ó rí kan rere kankan gbámú ó rí kan rere kankan tó lè rí tọ́ka sí pé nǹkan tí mo gbé lé ayé yà Bọ́lá adúpẹ́ o àmọ́ kò sí bá ṣe ní ìdìbò fún lẹ́lẹ́kejì ẹni tá a dìbò fún lẹ́lẹ́kọ̀ọ́kọ́ tó ṣe lé wọ́n nítorí ìrègùn èèyàn fi ṣoore ẹni tá a dìbò fún tó ṣe lé bóun là ṣe ní ìdìbò fún lẹ́lẹ́kejì àbó bá ṣe lé rárá kí wọ́n àyà ọbí tó bá ṣe lé rárá kí wọ́n àyà ọbí ara ò yá ẹ ó wá fi kara mọ́ pàǹdarí tó kì bọ́wọ́ ló ń kì sí ló ń lù ló ń jáde ló ń lù ló ń gbọ́wọ́ ìka jáde ó mọ tó fẹ́ sọ mọ́ ó wá níyẹn kálukú ló ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọtí ẹ̀ àwọn tó wá ń wù ẹ́ bí àwòkọ́ṣe rere ńkọ́ níbo ló fi wọ́n sí mo bí ẹlẹ́rìí àwọn tó ń wù ẹ́ bí èèyàn rẹ tó ń wù ẹ́ bí fádà níbo ló fi wọ́n sí òòrùn tí wọ́n ti yẹ torí tó fẹ́ jẹ kò jẹ́ kó gbọ́n o jẹ́jẹ́jẹ́ náà ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ ló ń ya sílẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ tó ń tún yẹn ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ ló ń jábọ́lé ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ tó ń tún olóṣì.
On the ground. Thank you very much, Sharon. You see, my humble self, Alimadi Sharif, and His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu were all in the Abota Republic. We know ourselves very well. And up to now, I communicate with them, especially Senator Ali Sharif himself, and I know what he tells me. And I have heard him when he was here, but I can tell you he was not serious about it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
He didn't mean it?
No. He just wanted to impress our brother in the villa to convince him that he is working. But the fact of the matter is, you see, even the worst enemies will tell you that Konkoso has Kano. But the point he wanted to make was even Kano was divided and so on and so forth. Now, I am not one of the politicians who go out there bragging and so on. In fact, most of the time I feel happy when people decided to underrate me or what I can do, because it sends people to sleep while we are working. So it's just a few months now.
This company made an AI service platform that will make your IT team work so much better, it feels like cheating. It's called Monday Service.
Or indeed in northern Nigeria, I'm sure it's just a matter of patience. But I can tell you that by the grace of God, the good people of Kano State and indeed in northern Nigeria are completely different from what he was trying to paint here.
Because he's also said that Mr. Peter Obi cannot win in the north. Now, the north, northern voters will not vote Peter Obi.
Now, you see, Peter is not a new person in terms of running an election here in northern Nigeria. He ran together with Atiku Abubakar. We have seen what they got. And in the last election, he contested himself, and he got over 2 million votes in northern Nigeria. And by whatever standard, 2 million is a huge number. I can't remember the 2 million plus. But the point remains that in many parts of northern Nigeria, Peter himself is very formidable, is very strong. And the people who voted for him that time are still around. And I can also tell you, my combination, our combination, that means obedience and concosia, will spring a lot of surprises, especially from the young men and women who are not too worried about some of the sentiments Alimad Sharif and other people are trying to paint. The average age of Nigerians is about 20 years or so. Now, these young men and women that you see around in tertiary institutions, in the markets, on the roads, in villages, towns, boys and girls, are determined, really. They know exactly what they want. What they want is simple. They want a way out. People are tired with the situation they are now. They want something new, something that can help their lives, something that can improve the security and welfare of the people of this country and so on. So I am sure all those who are coming here to talk about or going against that ticket, I can tell you, are not even conversant. They are not in touch with realities in northern Nigeria today.
How do you clear the air tonight, Senator Kwankwaso, especially some interest in the United States? In February of this year, some lawmakers in the U.S. introduced what they call the Nigerian Religious Freedom and Accountability Act. And the part of the target is on your person and some other interest in the Mieti Alakatu Breeders Association and specific Fulani militias over allegations of complicity in severe religious persecution, human rights abuses, and communal violence in northern Nigeria to the extent of suggesting visa bans and asset freezes. How do you defend yourself in these allegations of extremism?
Well, if I may start from the issue of assets, I have no asset anywhere outside Nigeria, so there is nothing to freeze. But in any case, I think we have passed that level now. You know, realities will always prevail. We have enemies here. Everybody has enemy, including your good self. So people have decided to send my name here and there. But realities have now, they came out, and that issue is gone. It's no more an issue.
Has it been cleared now?
I believe so. It's cleared.
You know, you have a clean slate in the American lawmakers right now. Have you visited America?
No. I'm not somebody who travels a lot. I'm always in my village, in Kano, in Abuja, Lagos, and so on, meaning in Nigeria. I think America is more worried about Muslim tickets now than the issue of Congress. So everybody knows, I mean, those who know me, they know they are talking about the wrong person. I have no business in all those things they are.
You think Nigerians will be concerned about Muslim ticket? I mean, you think it's going to be a thing in 2027?
Well, it has to be. It has to be. And I'm even surprised that the president, again, is presenting the same type of ticket. And I know him is always somebody who wants to balance things. If you look at Lagos, he's always balancing. Even in his home, the ticket is balanced. I don't know why the ticket in Nigeria is not balanced. But I believe he still has time from now to the time of substitution to have a balanced ticket. So I think that is the issue there, not Congress. So have you heard anybody talking about it now?
So you think Nigerians will reject or they will oppose the Tinubu Shetima Muslim ticket?
No, I believe so. I thought that was made to rest in 2023. I believe so. You see, fairness is always good. You could see even in 2023 general election, when I was looking for somebody to run with me, I got an archbishop so that we can go together and everybody will have a sense of belonging. You see, ordinarily there is nothing wrong in Muslim or Christian tickets. It's just ordinarily, because in fact we have done that during the SDP days. When we in the SDP fielded MKO Abiola as our candidate and Babagana Kingibe as his running mate. Nobody shouted, nobody talked about it, nobody has done anything to say that, to talk about religion. At that time, people were talking of competence, people were talking of popularity, and so many other positive things. And the ticket was being campaigned for not only in the mosques, even in the churches. So we had a very successful election at that time.
Yeah. Senator, we need to close now. I just have 30 seconds more. But the fear about NDC and its future, considering the registration matter and the court case, are you worried that that might jeopardize your chances of being on the ballot?
I'm not worried. Not at all.
What if the judgment goes?
I don't think under our circumstance, if you look at it, I don't think any respected judge will be in a hurry to say NDC should not participate in the 2027 election. I don't believe so, because you could see a judgment. You can take anybody to defend what the judge in Kogi State did. Even, I don't know whether you're a lawyer, but if you are not a lawyer, I can say even you can go and defend the issue.
Senator,
everybody was shocked.
Senator, quickly, if Bola Tinubu defeats you and Peter Obi in 2027, what would you say?
Oh, I don't think with the figures that we have on the ground, especially those who are doing opinion polls in the north and south, would even contemplate what you are saying. We are confident that at the end of the day, this, our ticket, is the ticket that the young men and women in this country, and of course the general public, are supporting.
Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, NDC Vice Presidential candidate, a two-time governor of Kano State, and a former Minister of Defense. Many thanks indeed for your time. Appreciate it.
Okay, I think this is a good place to peg it. Oh, let me wrap this video up and then we'll peg it here.
ṣùgbọ́n tó bá yá ọlọ́run nínú àánú ẹ̀ àfihàn gbogbo wa ìdí mi ṣe tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó ìtí wọ́n ṣe tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó ló pẹ́ bóyá ahọ́n ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ fún yín.
títí ẹ ti hàn báyìí títí ẹ ti hàn.
àwọn tó ń takò Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu tí wọ́n fẹ́ kí wọ́n gbé sórí kó máa sọ jáde ló máa sọ jáde.
ẹ jẹ́ ká tà please.
You understand what I'm saying? Ìwọ̀n tí wọ́n ń tọ́ tó fẹ́ kó gbé sórí ló máa gbé jáde.
Ohun tó ń jẹ máa gbá ohun tó ń jọ.
Wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ yín jẹ sí wọ́n mọ̀ pé ó easy láti tọwọ́ bọ̀ yín ọpọlọ. Tó bá ti tọwọ́ bọ̀.
Ṣẹ́gbọ́n ẹ̀yin ọmọ jẹ sí ó easy fún yín láti tọ̀ yín bọ̀ láti tọ ọwọ́ bọ̀ yín lọ́pọlọ. Ohun tó bá ti ń jọ tó bá ti gbé fún yín lẹ́yìn náà.
Ní sóríire sà ẹ máa pọ̀ tún ọ̀rọ̀ yín lọ.
Ohun tó bá ti ń jọ tó ń gbé fún yín wọ́n easy láti ti wọ́n bọ̀ wọ́n lọ́pọlọ àbí ó easy. Okay.
Ìlọ́pọlọ báyìí. Go on, sorry.
Okay. Torí ojú ọmọ jẹ sí kọ́kọ́ mi náà.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not God. And that means he can never be perfect.
Ìjàgbọ́n tó wí ó ní Tinubu kìí ṣe Ọlọ́run àbí torí bẹ́ẹ̀ kò lè wà prophet àbí kí wá ní nǹkan ẹyọ̀kan kí ní nǹkan ẹyọ̀kan tí Bọ́lá ṣe tó lè ní tọ́ka sí sílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Tòun dàbá ní kẹjá orúkọ méjì ó ti pọ̀ jù kí ní nǹkan ẹyọ̀kan tó lè ní tọ́ka sí pé Bọ́lá ló ṣe eléyìí o ní orúkọ ọmọ Yorùbá sílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ó ṣe kò ṣe nígbà tí Buhari wà ńbẹ̀ a rí mèremère tí Buhari ṣe títì from Nigeria to Niger bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ń jẹ búrẹ́dì lọ́wọ́ tí búrẹ́dì yìí bá jábọ́ sílẹ̀ ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀mú búrẹ́dì yẹn jù sẹ́nu ni. Buhari coastal road ní Buhari ṣe from Nigeria to Niger. Hello, Buhari ṣe railway line kì í ṣe pé ó ṣe railway line yẹn tán kì í kó lọ ra àlòkù òyìnbó kó ra àlòkù òyìnbó kọ̀ọ̀rà lòkú kọ̀.
Ṣàbẹ̀ tuntun. Ṣàbẹ̀ tuntun.
Ọ̀ṣàràǹṣàrà.
Ọ̀ṣàrà ṣáká kí á rọ̀bà.
Brand new railway train. Ó yẹ pé ìdí kálukú fi ń já ọ̀rá rẹ̀ dànù. Ọ̀ṣàràǹṣàrà.
Ìyá mi má bínú. Mo wo.
Nítorí mo ń ṣe ìlọ́wọ́ sà.
Oh, sorry.
Mo ń ṣe ìkọ́ni lọ́wọ́, please. Ọ̀ṣàràǹṣàrà. Ìdí. Ẹrù ó lè amúrọ̀bà. Kí Bọ́lá wa máa fún yín ní 280 million each ọmọ Nàìjíríà kankan. Ó lágbára o.
Ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ infrastructure. Ó lè. Tàtà ló tọrọ owó lọ́wọ́ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì. Ẹ kí ẹ ti jọ.
Ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ẹ̀ wà. Ó dẹ̀ bá ìjà ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ẹ̀ wà. Orí kó sáré ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ẹ̀ wà.
Ẹ̀dọ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ lọ́wọ́ agbóríkọ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì jáde ká
Máa wá jáde.
Anybody ògùdọ̀ lọ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ẹ̀ wọ́n.
So ìyẹn náà tó èèyàn jọ. Àti wọ̀wọ́ ọjà.
Business center ló ní wọn ní church. Ó lè ní
Ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ infrastructure.
business center ló ní
Ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ infrastructure.
church kí ni ṣèbó lè náà ní gbogbo wọn fi ń kójọ olè àwọn sẹ̀lẹ̀ àti tẹ̀lẹ́ ní church.
Business center ló ní kò ní church.
Business center ni.
Okay, ó ti yé mi.
Àwọn náà ti wọ́n ti pètè oúnjẹ ọjọ́ alẹ́ kalẹ̀ fúnra wọn.
Owó. Nothing about employment.
Gbogbo àdúgbò bẹ̀yẹn tó bá tọmọ Tinubu àbí bóyá ọmọ Tinubu o ò lè rí lẹ́yìn.
Ẹ mọ̀ bóyá wọ́n ti promise ẹ̀ ṣọ́ọ̀bù ìpẹ́lẹ̀ jẹ́ kó sáré òdo a máa fún wọn náà ṣọ́ọ̀bù.
Àwọn alàgbà onígbọ̀mù
ó dẹ̀ ní pọ́pátì ládùúgbò yẹn àdúgbò bẹ̀yẹn ní church ẹ̀ wà fún nǹkan tí mo gbọ́.
Àwọn olórí burúkú àdọ́lá lẹ́yìn wọ́n ti irú èèyàn bíi Jídé Kòsọ́kọ́ yìí wọ́n pọ̀ ní society wa tribal boycott ni wọ́n. Tribal boycott pé ọmọ Yorùbá ni ìyá jẹjẹ wọn ìyá jẹ fámìlì wọn.
Omi ló máa padà rú lọ, omi ló máa padà rú bàbá òfò yìí lọ.
Àwọn ajínigbé ló tiẹ̀ máa gbé ó dàbí tó wọ́n ṣe kojú wọn tó tí wọ́n bá padà gbé wọn ní sympathize pẹ̀lú wọn tó bá padà jí wọn gbé gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ sọ́pọ̀tì Tinubu ẹ jáde síta kẹ́ gbójú yín síta so ọjọ́ tó bá jí yín gbé àbí mọ́tò payín lójú ọ̀nà àní lè sympathize á máa mọ̀ pé nǹkan tẹ̀ mọ́ jẹ ló yọ yín.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ̀yin tó bá ti ṣọ́ọ̀bù tẹ̀ ń sọ́pọ̀tì ìjọba ẹ gbé ojú yín jáde ẹ jẹ́ ká rí ojú yín ká lè máàkẹ́ àwa tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ àkì ń ṣe ghost ẹ lọ wo profile fọ́tò wà ń bẹ̀.
Àwọn ọ̀dájú ẹ̀dá.
Ẹ yẹ lo ghost account ẹ gbé ojú yín síta so ká lè máàkì ojú yín. Tí bá gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sí yín sọ alẹ́ máa mọ̀ pé not to sympathize with you. Gbogbo nǹkan tó sọ látara owó ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ ṣọ́ọ̀bù.
Rántí ìgbà kan tó ń gbé bàbá burúkú ìkó fún ìyàwó ẹ̀ṣògùn owó. Ẹni pé àwọn tó ń fún ìyàwó ẹ̀ṣògùn owó ṣe ni pé wọ́n parọ́. Bàbá yìí wọ́n láti owó dé. Àwọn tó sọ pé fún ìyàwó ṣògùn owó ṣe ni pé wọ́n parọ́.
She's not saying anything about insecurity. She's not saying anything about unemployment. She's not saying anything about education. It's money. Ẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ́ infrastructure àwọn olórí burúkú àgbàlagbà.
Gbàgbé ó sunkún kí ló náà ló fi àwọn òṣòwò owó. Ṣé kò tí wọ́n sì polóṣì ni? Lórí burúkú.
Pẹ́ gòkè wá tọ́pẹ́ fọlọ́ọ̀ṣọ́. Okùn tó fi ń gun àjà yẹn gòkè wá ká já ẹ bọ́. Ṣé o ti gbọ́ gbọ́ nǹkan mẹ́sàn-án tó bá bí ìyá èrè gòkè wá? Ṣèbọ́ ọmọ ọkọ ní ẹ́.
Lórí ó pè é. Èmi ò máa bá wọn ní nǹkan kan sọ mọ́. Àwọn arìnrìn àwọn olórí burúkú. Can you just imagine? An elderly man olórí burúkú ààrẹ kẹ̀lé ó ti di grandpa o. Àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀gbọ́n tí wọ́n ti bá ọmọ ẹ̀sùn o.
Kìbákì greatest threat sí freedom happy slave ni ara àwọn happy slave tó tọ́pẹ́ wà.
Can you just imagine?
Ibi táyẹ̀ bá ti ń jà fún freedom báyìí àwọn happy slave bíi tọ́pẹ́ báyìí wọ́n á máa ní show need ni kò need now. Eléyìí náà ti wà okay because they don't know better. Olórí burúkú.
Kí ló pè mí àti rán mi?
Ṣé wọ́n dá epo tà fún ẹ tọ́pẹ́ olórí burúkú ọmọ àlè? Ṣé wọ́n dá epo tà fún ẹ
mọ́ láwọn eléyìí ni? Tọ́ bá ti rówó ra ṣẹ́ẹ̀kì kan bàtà kan orí burúkú ti bá wọn ẹgbẹ́ wọn ní. Àwọn ilé ò lọ́jọ́ wájú wọ́n ti rówó ra ṣẹ́ẹ̀kì kan bàtà kan.
Fìlà kángọ̀
wọ́n ti rówó ra ṣẹ́ẹ̀kì kan bàtà kan. Gbogbo tó ń ṣe wọ́n ti tán.
Wọ́n sì máa dùpẹ́ wọn gbó lọ bó ṣe wà yẹn.
Wọ́n lọ sí wọ́n ti rówó ṣẹ́ẹ̀kì kan bàtà kan tí wọ́n ti bàjẹ́.
Ṣó jẹ́ wọn ò tó ń jọ wọ́n fún wọn because ọmọ Yorùbá ni wọ́n dẹ̀ ti fẹ́ káàdì pé anywhere tó bá ti lọ ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá ti ná káàdì yìí cheaper rate everything fẹ́ olórí.
Ọmọ Yorùbá póríṣiríṣi o àwọn eléyìí olóbùkún elébi ni wọ́n o ẹ má máa pè wọ́n lè lọ
olórí burúkú ni ẹ̀rí
àwọn Fúlàní ni wọ́n o ọmọ Fúlàní làwọn eléyìí tá bá ti lọ́wọ́ ṣẹ́ẹ̀tì kan bàtà kan gbogbo tó ṣe wọ́n ti tán kán dẹ̀ lówó ra ìgò ọtí bí àlejò alátẹnujẹ.
ṣé nǹkan tó dán òwú yín ni Tọ́pẹ́, ṣé nǹkan tó dán òwú mọ̀lẹ́bí ẹ̀ ni nǹkan tó dán òwú ẹ̀ ni kò wú mọ̀lẹ́bí ẹ̀ ni kí ló dé? Iná wò rí ṣe insecurity ò lè sùn kó o pọ́njú tó bá gbọ́ gbàngàn lóru wà fòdìdé ni because àwọn èèyàn ti ń gbélé wọ́n ti ń fọrùn rọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n ní èèyàn ò kí ń gbélé kó fọrùn rọ̀ nísìnyí wọ́n wọlé lọ jí àwọn èèyàn gbé tó bá ní Lagos Ìbàdàn road ò ní wa mọ́tò gbàbẹ̀ wọ́n tún wọlé wá jí àwọn èèyàn gbé kí ni ká ti pè yẹn adẹ̀ ń sọ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀gbọ́ wọ́n sì máa jí yín gbé ni wọ́n máa jí yín gbé ikú gbóná ló máa pa yín ikú kékeré.
irú Tọ́pẹ́ ó lè má lè lọ Nàìjíríà báyìí.
wọn ò fi tán.
ó lè má lè lọ Nàìjíríà báyìí inú ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ń dùn.
ìwọ tó dẹ̀ wà lábroad ìwọ tó wà lábroad tó ń support nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà tó ní gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì yẹn kó ń ṣe dáadáa àdánwò tó máa dé bẹ́ẹ̀ tó máa dé ẹ padà sílé kí ọdún yìí tó parí ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ.
á lè lọ bá wọn ṣe dáadáa tó ń ṣe nílé
ẹjọ́ lọ máa dájú ojú wọn náà padà sílé ìdájú tó náà ń dájú yẹn ká ẹjọ́ lọ máa dájú.
náà ló máa enjoy ń bẹ̀ àwọn ẹni bí.
àwọn olórí
ayé a máa gba right way àwọn máa gba left.
àwọn èèyàn ò lè tó oúnjẹ ọjọ́ kan ọmọ kan náà dáná sun ní Delta yẹn tó ló jí bread kò jí bakery o bread ẹyọ kan ló jí o.
ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn dùn mí gbà tí mo gbọ́.
mo rí sí bread yẹn náà bread ẹyọ kan kò jí bakery o bread ẹyọ kan ló jí wọ́n dẹ̀ dáná sun. ṣó easy kéèyàn tó sọ fún ọ̀gá lọ jí bread.
2001 àbí 2002 ni last time tí mo rí kinní yẹn live.
àwọn máa jẹ̀gúrú kó tọ́ bá ẹ̀yìn olórí burúkú bíi ti Tọ́pẹ́ ẹ̀ máa tọwọ́ ẹ̀ sáwo ni.
oníṣẹ́ẹ̀tì kan bàtà kan.
nígbà fún yín.
ẹjọ́ ta ni gómìnà Lagos State ní táìmù yẹn 2002 Tinubu náà ni. His governance is always causing chaos. irú àwọn Tinubu yóò máa sọ.
nígbà fún yóò Tọ́pẹ́ ohun yóò lè ju tiwa lọ níbi tá a bá dé a ti fi wèrè nílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú òkú ìyá ẹ̀ ó ti ṣe báṣubàṣu òun yóò jẹ́ ká gbádùn so ohun yín kò lè ju tiwa lọ Tọ́pẹ́ ó fẹ́ okọ̀ ibi la máa wà àwa la máa rẹ́yìn Tinubu come 2027 Obi will be our next president tóbi náà tó bá débẹ̀ tó ṣe bálabàla àwa àìná la máa fèpè lé jáde a máa tún yẹ lómi until we get it right Nigeria must work for everybody.
Obi ò tiẹ̀ ní ṣe bí tàwọn ilé àwọn ilé yóò láyé wọn lọ́rùn àwọn ọ̀dájú làwọn ilé.
no mo kàn sọ ni ibi tó tún máa ń ta àwọn kan lọ́wọ́ ni ẹ ṣé ẹ mọ̀ nǹkan tó máa jẹ ṣé ọmọ kú tó máa pẹ́ ọmọ bóyá pa ló máa fi jẹ lórí bẹ́ẹ̀ gbòó ṣe wà. àwọn tó ń dé gẹ̀gẹ̀
yíbo dá ètè kí yíbo ṣe náà lẹ.
ọmọ tó ń dé gẹ̀gẹ̀ ṣé ọmọ bóyá pa náà máa fi lé ẹ kúrò lórí bẹ́ẹ̀ dìgbẹ̀yìn ayé bó ṣe wà. so kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ lápọ̀ eléyìí tá à ń rí we've had enough we want change and the change is Peter Obi. Whether you like it or not, Tọ́pẹ́ we will be here and we will keep sensitizing our people. And the right person will be
àwọn ti believe nínú ringing ọkọ̀ wọn balẹ̀ nínú ringing àwọn olóṣì.
And ìwọ tó bá wà lórí platform mi tó ti sọ fún pé vote ẹ̀ka tó tètè lọ sí BBC ẹ̀ week tá a fẹ́ mú yìí ló máa parí vote ẹ̀ka tí ò bá kàn ò ní máa jí bread fún yín o. Your vote counts.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ìyá
mi ẹ̀ parọ́. I want you to believe your vote doesn't count. Ṣé o ti gbọ́?
Tí o bá kàn ní máa fún ọ lápò ráìsì òróró.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni go and collect your BBC. And vote the right person in Peter Obi in come next year.
Tinubu tẹ̀ tí mo pé tòun ti ta ní ìtajọra wọlé ayé òun ti padà ta.
ẹ wo ó ti fìyà jẹ everybody kò sí middle class mọ́ so ìyà yẹn kárí àmọ́ pé tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn tó sì lówó díẹ̀ wọ́n máa ń sọ kò kàn mí so ìyà yẹn ti ká ó ti make sure pé ìyà yẹn ti kárí sí so everybody must get sense whether you like it or not.
Tabrand ni.
Okay, on that note.
Kí ló dé náà?
Can you just imagine an elderly man?
Ìyá jẹ àwọn èèyàn ti ń kúkú ebi. Oúnjẹ àárọ̀ bàtọ̀ sàn mú tẹ́lẹ̀, oúnjẹ kan kò tiẹ̀ wá ṣú ọ̀mọ́. Everything ló ti wọ́n and all comes of removal of subsidy. O data èdè o tí ìwọ ọ́fíìsì o tí ìwò kí ló wà nílẹ̀ kí la lè ṣe. Òun sọ pé subsidy is gone. Egotistic.
Very.
Subsidy is gone and this is the ramification of subsidy is gone. On la experience lẹ́ni Nigeria hasn't been the same since then. àwọn máa sọ yín káwọn máa bọ́ sí comment section ikú ló máa pẹ́ Tọ́pẹ́ tó bá sì wà ń bẹ̀ ikú owó ló máa lọ. ọmọ kan lè jò ṣáàjẹ tó kú yẹn kò sí hospital tí wọn ò gbé dé èyí hospital tí kò build hospital pé ká tẹ̀ fi campaign hospital mẹ́ta rèé federal hospital.
Thank you, everybody. We're going to do the rest later. Oh, by the way, so I'm going to be streaming the Kwankwa, so 60 minutes interview with Donu Kogbara. She's a BBC journalist, I believe. So I'm going to be streaming it here. So I'll see you guys then. Bye for now. mm, 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 mm.